big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Drink all the sake I want. Read all the manga I want. Wear all the bape that I want. Buy all the J's that I want. Be with any girl that I want. Drive any car that I want. I'm always out of the country. I'm sorry if I ain't home. If the money ain't calling, I never answer my phone. You can see the flow in my chakra. All we smoke is homegrown. You know the boy love ramen. Probably sipping on miso. I know a spot that has shield. I got a spot that has deals. Wait till I get a kimono. I'ma swag it out in my dojo. Some girls are asking for a photo. I guess this happens in Kyoto. When you young and popping in Kyoto. I ball with all of my nakamas. I dance with all of my nakamas. I drink with all of my nakamas, yeah. I only listen to Cole. I touch down with peace. Hiro isekai, shinara irekai. You are my enemy. You are no friend of me. You covered in jealousy. We only drink Hennessy. Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. When I got money, you know it. When you got money, you blow it. How much you caught me a rollie? I'm living like Zach and Cody. Sweet like from young in the OG. From young, we learned to maneuver. I pick up and skirt in a Uber. I grew up with killers and shooters. No tell, but I think I'm cooler. I used to sleep with a deuce. I'm the moon god, got the juice. You switching sides like the man Bruce. Tight circle, cut the loose ends. No, I can go on vacation. You cannot escape from the matrix. I wrote all this shit in the basement. Art is my new occupation. Let's meet up at Kennedy Station. I've been at studio all day. I'd rather just make it the hard way. Sitting back while I'm looking up. Remember backyards cooking up. I just wanna be big. I wanna be big. Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo. I wanna be big in Tokyo. Drink all the sake I want. Read all the manga I want. Wear all the bape that I want. Buy all the J's that I want. Be with any girl that I want. Drive any car that I want. Drive any car that I want.
And I remember the first time. And I remember the first time. First time. First time. First time. First time. And I remember the first time. And I remember the first time.
And we only meet once in a while anyway.
It's gonna be lonely not being able to see you anymore. It's been great hanging out with you.
Why she run from me? Now you wanna come back and now you love on me. Without no means, why you think you deserve some trust from me? And your heart is painted black. Girl, it's ugly. Fuck you.
All right, let's get it. What's happening? We live. Yerp. Yes, we are. This is something that I actually almost forgot I had to do. So I got to go through the... I did a video last week to asking you guys... I did a video in general asking you guys, how strong do you believe Baam is without Shinsu? This is a topic of conversation that came up as a result of the Baam versus Lilial stuff. I did a little bit of a reaction to Bonehead's video about the fight making sense. So this has been a bit of a topic of conversation. It's been happening for like the last, I'll say, week, 2 weeks or so. Yes, CBL season. Baam is already Baam level without Shinsu. You're a genius. Boom. You got it. Bingo. So yeah, let's go through it. And maybe at the very end, I might wait till tomorrow, but I do want to talk about Abyss 13 because I thought that was really good. Shout out to my Quebec people. But all right, let me just switch scenes here, and then we'll get into the comment section. Do I actually have that up? But yeah, say hi to YouTube. I think I don't know if there's a way to get like multiple cameras to do this in an easier way. But anyways, switch to Blanco. Reactivate myself. Hurrah. Okay. I don't want this low. But yeah, so I'll be going through your comment section where you guys are telling me how powerful you believe Bam is without Shinsu, because you guys are all smarter than me, right? So I put it in your hands. Let's see if y'all making any sense, because y'all be coming for me, for my head. I'm coming back at y'all neck. Y'all better be spitting some fire or else. Let's get it. By the way, sir, we got to get these pods going. Oh, you're right. And there's enough news to comic book, pop culture related and stuff that we got to get it popping. You're right. Video game and everything. I just got back. You know what I'm saying? Let me reacclimate a little bit. But all right. So David says top 100 with just hands easily. Did I answer? Is that me? Someone just said cap. Nicholas Alexander says, I think he'd beat a ranker, but maybe not a high ranked one. Granted, if it's his thorns, hand-to-hand combat, soul power, all the other stuff is allowed, he could possibly beat a high ranker. No, he's beating them. Though it would extremely difficult, because since he uses Shinsu to control and strengthen them up, but he could be top 200, even 100. I did say without his other powers too, so no Black March, no souls, no thorn, no second thorn fragment, just punch kick. By the way, I haven't said this here, but there's actually a reason that I'm doing this, because I'm about to prove something crazy in a way that doesn't make sense in the way that I usually do it, but it'll all come full circle when I give you my answer. Traveler says, I think he's still higher ranker level without Shinsu. Nagalam says, only real CBLs know the truth. We got the knowledge. We know. We are knowing. What are the reply? I know I replied to some of these. The gap between an advanced ranker and high ranker, maybe. So like, he's not high ranker level, but he's slightly above advanced ranker. I'm not mad at that. By the way, 25th Nut is probably weaker than Yuri if he's just using physical strength, because the man has boost upon boost. We'll see, man. We're gonna see. I got a surprise, man. Could let it be known that man Dustin, he was right. Keep it pushing though. Who this kind of has the right idea, I think. As strong as the plot makes him, I've given up power scaling on the series. It is wildly inconsistent, and the author doesn't respect any previously established rules. You're on the right path. You're there. You're on the war path to understanding where I'm about to come from. But you turned left at one crossroads where you should have kept going right. But don't worry, I got your back. Who's this? Facts, ? I get your point for every character not named Bam. Bam himself, however, has established broken from the beginning, cannot get mad for the power growth. The issue is the non-irregular characters. I'm gonna be right honest with you, Mystery Ace. This is a very lazy take in my opinion, because you're absolving him of a lot of issues that he has with Bam himself. This is not, I'm not even gonna go into this. It's okay. I don't agree with that though. Above ranker for sure. I'm not sure how far I'd go. Fair enough. If I'm being serious and not going with SIU's BS. Oh, okay. True. My answer, definitely Bam could be top 50 fisherman. Okay. With just hands. Most people not beating Bam even without his use of Shinsu. If you look at the Bam fights with Data Jihad, Elaine, and White, you can see his exceptional martial arts skill. We've seen Bam's martial arts skill. It's great. He has hands. I never really understood why some people were trying to downplay that. Like, he's not a great hand-to-hand combatant and stuff. But ultimately, does that really matter in this series? I don't think so. I don't think I have any real reason to believe that. Is this in the right place? Hey, what's image 5? That's my my border. Whoops. Okay, now it's back. This would be so easy if Shitsu showcased more of Bam's training instead of giving him new powers. I think a lot of people forget how good a martial arts Bam is. Been Jinsung and the stuff with Hachai. Also, when he was even just chasing Rachel for the Hell Train, he went to those dojos and stuff. He's basically has half family training. Well said. He got that technician pose. I be seeing him. He be hitting them pose like a technician. I swear. I was gonna do something on OBS and I completely forgot. But anyways, let's keep going. I would put him close to ranker level when it comes to pure hands. He was trained by Jinsung, the battle and the battle to battle training. Whereas far we don't really focus on learning new Shinsu techniques besides Zero. It could have involved a lot of physical training, but SA isn't so shit. So any speculation is just pure headcanon. LOL. Fair enough. I was gonna do this. That's what I'm gonna do. Just remembered. Refresh. I'm gonna refresh this one. There it is. This is just in case anybody feels like joining. I'm in the Discord. Who has the link? With no Revenant says with no Shinsu, I'd place Bam at ranker advanced ranker range. He survived the attacks from White before they had their fight, and he wasn't in true self mode. Shinsu could have played a role, but I think it would have been disingenuous to say him having a strong body didn't play a big part in it. We just saw him block a kick from a princess from a great family, and it should go without saying Bam is by no means lacking in the martial arts department. Agreed. He's for sure still high rankers without Shinsu, in your opinion? Okay. That's fair. Okay. At first I want to say this conversation question is very hard to determine because there isn't always said whether a character is using Shinsu reinforcement. There are fights and moments we can reference, but can't say for sure if Bam is really fighting with no Shinsu enhancements. That being said, I believe that he has a physical strength of an advanced ranker right now, or just below that. I don't believe he was reinforcing himself when he fought Lilal Jihad, and I believe a B-rank princess can put up good hand-to-hand fight with a ranker. Season 3 hasn't really given us a whole concrete evidence when it comes to the physical strength without Shinsu. But the fact that Evankiel had him in a thorn Shinsu handicap going into the cage makes me believe she was whooping Bam's ass physically and making sure he could handle hand-to-hand combat. I still believe his prowess in Shinsu quantity control greatly outweighs his physical strength, but it's not like when he was young Viole. But if his overall abilities puts him in top 100, then I would say he's physically just below an advanced ranker. What's up, Glam?
I disagree.
Why do you disagree?
I mean, what? I'm just saying shit, man. Don't listen to me.
This is totally unrelated. And I'm only saying this because I was disappointed. Because, like I told you, like I once in a while I'll watch like the Roof Piece stuff with my friends, and they liked it. They enjoyed it. They're having a good time. I liked a certain portion of the combat, but that episode where he like lands his like first 3 like conquerors hit, I don't like it.
I haven't even seen that animated. I don't think.
Bro, there's just so much shit going on. There's just a bunch.
I know they've been being very arbitrary with the colors
and just like a bunch of background visual noise and like these sakura blossoms everywhere. Then he's like focusing his inner strength. Then he's averaging 4 flashbacks per punch. Like I couldn't, bro. I said, "This is moving, y'all. This is ass cheeks. Y'all being tricked, man. This is just flash and no substance." I like the music that played when he stopped Kaido's club with his foot, though. But anyways, I just had to say that because
bet.
I was so hyped. And
all I gotta say is it's just a pun, bro. That's all I gotta say. Just a pun.
Oh, that stuff doesn't bother me, by the way. I don't care about that.
I did, yeah. It's like
I hear you guys though. I mean, I get where you guys are coming from with it. I just didn't like. I don't care about anybody on Wano. It's not Shinobu. So like,
yeah, I feel that because if you don't care at all, that's similar to me. I'm just like, this is just bad messaging, my dude. Yeah. Like, what are you doing?
I just think it's inconsistent with the general theme he likes to do and wrap up stuff with. But it's literally to me, it's as simple as they fucked with my clan for 20 years in my country. It's fuck the Kurozumi. And I'm like, fair enough. That's literally as simple as I took it. But their name means like charcoal or some bullshit. I get it. So whatever. But yeah. My biggest question would be, at what point Season 2 Bam with all his powers can take on current Bam without Shinsu? If I had to guess, the tables would turn around the time he fought Dada Jihad. That's about right. Once S2 Bam starts fighting like himself, I think he would be too much for current Bam to handle. Obviously, just my thoughts and really hard to gauge, but I'm curious to what everyone thinks nonetheless. What do you think?
Sorry, what did he say again?
He says the stream is doubling. Is it just? Oh shoot! Is my thing on? Someone else let me know if you're hearing an echo. I think they're saying that they're hearing an echo. Maybe I don't know if I did something. Let me know if anyone else is having that problem so I could fix it.
What am I thinking about right now?
Oh, like what do you think? Like at what point do you think Season 2 Bam with all of his powers can take on the current Bam, who's not using any Shinsu? I guess was the idea, the question.
Yeah, go all out in Season 2 to fight current Bam.
I agree. Even without Shinsu. Ernest is right about something. Shinsu boost doesn't always have an indicator. So never understood why people even got in arms with Bam with Lalal, so when he could have been using it. But realistically, who cares? Bam isn't really losing in any field of abilities. No echo for me. Sounds fine to me. All right, thank you. Let me just pull this up on my chat, my screen. I gotta start using the dual monitors at some point. Stop doing live like this. If you want to, Miles, you can hop in too. By the way. Okay, so yeah, I think that so I'm gonna take Bam versus the Last Station. I think he needs pretty much everything. I don't know if the Black March would be overkill, but I would argue he needs just about everything just to compete with the current Bam. But I guess this would be dependent on your perspective and how much stronger do you think he got during that 2-year time skip in like all stats, defense, speed, HP, if you will, defense, all those things. And I think it's a significant difference, personally speaking. It's hard to tell with Bam because his head-to-head talent is that of a high-ranking fisherman. So even if he's physically that strong, his talent always will allow him to hit above his weight class, which is a good amount. I'm not home right now. How long are you going to be going? Probably? No idea, bro. When I'm done, I'm done. See, Lazaro's kind of going where I'm going, but we'll get there. I do not agree. That makes no sense. Bam's talent is not his physique. Bam's physique improves in a common way thanks to his training. Bam has never depended on his natural physique to fight. SLU himself said in the blog post, Bam is opposed to the Princess of Jihad and is more based on enhancing his body with the Shinsu. There is where the key is. Because Bam powers his body in an abnormal way thanks to the fact he is blessed by the Shinsu. Even Kaza was surprised in the second season when his wolf did not rip an arm off Bam when he bit him already. That Bam didn't seem to be members of the 10 families. He couldn't believe that his resistance was due to the strengthening of his Shinsu. I get most of what you said, but don't understand what you're getting at. Are you saying current Bam couldn't beat a Season 2 Bam who uses all its power? Yes, it could, but let's clarify something. The Bam of S2 with all his powers would lose to Bam of S3 in base state, as long as he reinforces his body with Shinsu. Okay, I just wanted to know what your point was because I didn't get it with the other statement. I know that that this debate comes from the controversy the fight will allow, but understand if Bam versus his body with Shinsu in that fight. But it's also true that that fight was scripted because Bam had endless ways to stop Lilia without hurting her to begin with. I think he meant him. He could use reverse floor control and the fight was over there. Okay.
I am back from my phone call in the middle of what I was saying.
Oh, okay. I'm like you got snatched up. So I thought maybe you got I had a feeling you got a call or something or FaceTime.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just gonna say him physically, no Shinsu, is probably still beating fucking what's his name, Han Sung-yu, in my mind, and he's supposed to be like
OD.
Almost, yeah, or at that level and just not ranked.
Yep, I hate the blog post arguments. That shit's not canon. Yama needs to rebuild the gym and Bam yoke through either way. There. Excuse me.
If he gets the essence of bullshit, then his physical strength is going to go up even more.
Mm. Please don't revoke my CBL membership, but I don't think our Lord and Savior is very strong without Shinsu. Without Shinsu, I believe he can beat.
Blasphemy!
Right? How dare you? How
Get him out of
dare
here.
you? Your CBL. I'm joking. Without Shinsu, he can beat regular rankers, no problem. But the people with special circumstances, namely your Calavans, 10 great family members, high rankers, of course, and Jihad Princess, can take him no sweat. If he meets someone who really knows his ish, they taking that win from Baam. Interesting. This is all gonna make sense. I promise. It'll all make sense at some point. I think he's very powerful physically. I don't have a definitive placement for him since he doesn't go into fight Shinsuless, but I can't see him being far behind the high rankers we've seen him in a scrap with, if at all. The arguments I've seen people make against this one come pre-last station, and I think it's kind of silly to assume his physical abilities haven't improved alongside his Shinsu wealth, especially post-training. 100% agree with that. That was a part that I didn't really get with some people. But let's. I wonder if you're in everyone's comments correcting them. Let's see. You're misunderstanding things. Bam's talent is not. Oh wait, is this the same thing he said? Is for him to wait. Okay, no. It's impossible to surpass the natural physique of a member of the 10 great families by just training and reach rank or as a regular. To do that, Bam uses Shinsu reinforcement in his body, which is his true talent. In addition, Bam always fights using Shinsu reinforcement since his physical body does not go to his talent with Shinsu. My question there was just be like, who told you that?
Made that up, man.
That's like kind of what I'm thinking in my head. Like, fair enough if you believe it based on what you like, based on what you've seen or read or whatever. But I'm just like, I think that's a definitive statement to make in the other direction without any like real evidence, just circumstantial, maybe. But I like when people are like very, 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 very confident in their take, even if I don't know if it's particularly supportive or anything. But I'm about to make myself look a hypocrite by saying that in a bit. I don't believe he is physically powerful without Shinsu unless we get some proof. All right, I see you. I hear you. Let me think. Bam always uses Shinsu to fight. Of course, if he improved, but do not believe that now he's physically at the natural physique of a ranker. That is absurd. Only members of the 10 great families have become rankers to achieve something like this, but besides that, Bam does not need this, for he has an abnormal reinforcement with the Shinsu, not to mention he also has the spine, SLU, made sure to cover the weaknesses of the protagonist as well. No, I understand just fine. I'm not claiming Bam's talent is physical in nature. I'm saying nothing suggests that his physical abilities are tiers below the average fighters of a similar level. Obviously, it's not one-to-one in every case. I don't think he's arm wrestling every half family member or sumo slamming Calavan, but I feel he can meathead punch, fight his contemporaries in power with a chance to win. Nothing in the story leads me to believe anything different. I'm enjoying this back and forth. There is data that proves something different. I ask you, what makes you think that Bam, who does not have any natural physical talent, still wondering where that reminds me of the Urek statement, where people are just like, Urek came into the tower as strong as he is, like as we've seen him, and I'm like, who told you that? I'm not even saying they're wrong. It's just you said that with your entire chest, but why? Who told you that?
Wasn't this dude as just Juviole Grace at the beginning of season 2, fucking around with people with just hands for the majority of the first time we saw him?
When I get there, the recline, we'll let you know. But there was
about to say,
there was a point where he only has the sword and he can't really use Shinsu, but he still found his way around it though.
Like when he's fighting Horyang and Arkraptor the first time, he's not really using a lot of bangs in that fight.
But it's also like to the point that was made earlier, and I agree with this point. We never really know. It's kind of like observation hockey or something. Like, do we ever really know? Like, it just sometimes someone says, he dodged it with he saw the future. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
Like someone has to exposit that for us to know. You know what I'm saying? So
we don't even know when Shinsu reinforcement's really being used.
I just kind of assume everyone's like doing it to some degree, but I don't actually know that for a fact. You see what I'm saying?
So Sue should take a note from the One Piece anime and get those auras around his boys when they're using Shinsu reinforcement.
There you go. has surpassed the physical levels of a regular like Hatsu, who Bam has spent his entire life training. That's my point. They think that because Bam's a regular, has a monster talent, and spends his time training, his body improvements will also be abnormal, and it's not like that. Bam's body is a common body that improves in a common way. It is impossible for him to reach the physique of a ranker. Being a regular, all Bam's resistance is based on his reinforcement with Shinsu, and if they limit Shinsu for that has the spine. SU didn't do things foolishly. He gave Bam tools to compensate for his weaknesses. I disagree with you. Bam isn't a regular like Hatsu. He's more gifted, more experienced, and has better mentors in training. His body and Malik, you going in. His body and improvement are factually uncommon in the tower due to his irregular status. Had Bam been another C rank regular in the cast, then I wouldn't push back at you thinking he couldn't have ranker level physicals, but Bam has trivialized that title already. Saying he uses Shinsu enhancement isn't a strong counter in my eyes either, considering that's the case for all other characters, ranker or not. I don't think Bam is frail without it. I can't believe so many are confused on that point. I'll say it again. The body of Bam is that of a common and ordinary body that is strengthened with training. It has not been explained yet why, but it is so. Bam's talent comes from Shinsu itself, since Bam is blessed with Shinsu. Therefore, he can strengthen his body in an abnormal way. Other characters, even if they are physically strong, can't keep up with Bam because they can't strengthen his body on the same level as Bam. This is something that SI himself revealed once, that Bam is the opposite to the princesses of Jihad in that aspect. Bam's Shinsu reinforcement is too OP. That's why being a regular, he can easily fight and beat a ranker, although said ranker is also enhanced with Shinsu, because the reinforcement of Bam is in another league. Dude was capping. I feel it. Bam ordinary. That's what's crazy to me. It's one thing if you want to like here's how I see it, Glam.
Mm-hmm.
Bam's athleticism is his worst stat, but it's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
If everything is like in the 90s, his is like an 80. It's like an 86.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So you mean I'm willing to listen to someone who's telling me, hey, Bam's physical prowess is not exceptional, but it is better than the average. I'll listen to that. But don't tell me it's common. That's not moving me.
When was Shinsu reinforcement even introduced in the story? Because I feel I don't really recall that in season 1 really at all.
They're probably doing it. I remember a statement he made about Shinsu boosting when Dorsey was blitzing them on the bridge.
Well, yeah. Well, I think maybe for like Quant, maybe. But like I think when I first heard that skill, my inclination was this is like a skill usually only rankers know. Is the impression I got from it. So even when I saw Bam again in season 2, I was like, I didn't have any impression that he was using Shinsu reinforcement even then. So I don't like the unilateral assumption that Bam even had this ability in season 2 as well.
He probably learned it from Hajin's song. I'd be surprised if he didn't. So by then he would know it. But again, it's just not clear because he doesn't really show that kind of stuff. We just kind of have to assume, you know. Season one it was using the fisherman test by the princesses. So there you go. Well,
Okay, there we go.
I'll get there.
Thank you, sir.
Climb. Thank you. Let's see. Where was I? I disagree with you. C rank. Something. I can't believe. Since self, Bam is blessed with Shinsu, therefore he can strengthen his body in a number of ways other characters can't. Physically strong because in another league. I understand Bam's talent nothing to do with his physique. His skills and techniques evolve monstrously, but not his body. And I don't know why they are obsessed with that. Because if they don't need it, I'll be back. I repeat, that's why they have a bone. Bam's talent does not need to be physical for him to be physically strong. He's an irregular child of 2 great warriors and a living ignition weapon. His body isn't common. I'm not saying he's some godly physical monster. I'm saying with pure hands he can contend at a high level. See, this is where your confusion. Bam, despite being the son of 2 irregulars and also being irregular, he has the body that does not respond to those things. His body is too weak for the genes he has. The reason has not yet been explained, but many theorize it is because he was dead for a long time. That's interesting, actually. Like they had to restart from. I don't know. Let me ask you a question. How strong physically do you think season 1 Bam is compared to start of season 2? To post Thorn Bam, name Hunter Station Bam to first floor of death Bam to hidden floor Bam. If you think Bam's physique hasn't grown during these times, explain why. And if you think he grew stronger physically, also explain by how much. Then compare the start of season 3 to those versions. Then at the start of the Nest, compare to him. Then go past the Souls, compare him. Then go past the White Battle, compare him. If that Bam hasn't reached rank or higher rank of physique, then I don't know what to do with you. Shit.
Oliver kind of hooping right now.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how many things happened to this man since season 3 started? Like, what are we doing? This is why it was baffling me. I'm like, believe what you want to believe, but your argument's not moving me. You know, we are confusion. It's true. We are always confusion.
We just have simple pea brains, man. We can't understand it.
I'm not intelligent. I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't study.
If you're not from Korea, you can't properly understand the story. Okay.
It's a pun. Without Shinsu, I'd say it depends. The bowl and thorns were counted. This is a big Milios, by the way. Were counted as not being a part of Shinsu or Shinsu control techniques. It's true, actually. When Shibisu and Ko are playing Shinsu blocking a ring on his finger, since they act as a source of physical strength and physical weakness cancellation, plus with the previous Shinsu doping that has happened during the climb, without any reinforcement or use of Shinsu attacks, I'd say Bam could wash a Pan, Charlie, Dog Twin, Jordan level ranker. I think Jordan is an upper ranker, advanced ranker. In addition to Perdity, the bozo who got sunned by Calivan, Lafave, incomplete.
Bozo.
That's interesting. I like that answer. Did I say anything? Did I say anything here? What did I say? He'd be advanced ranker level, but not high ranker for sure. I said, oh, okay.
This is a side note. What the? I can't even remember what the difference between upper and advanced ranker even is.
No, upper. I think no upper. So it's ranker, upper ranker, higher ranker, and then blue holes. I guess. I think upper and advanced ranker are one of those things. They're like it means the same thing. It's like a different translation for it.
Okay.
So if someone says upper ranker, they mean advanced ranker. If someone says advanced ranker, they mean upper ranker. I just know there's two translations, just like Jihad, Endorsey, and Rossi is just one of those things. Kun, Koon, Kun, Khun. There's just two ways to say so many things in Tower of God. Is it Mexican or Maxethian? I don't know, man. I'm tired. So I agree with you that he is top 100 with all his powers. Without Shinsu and only using physical strength and martial arts, though, I think he is based ranker level. In terms of just his body strength, I don't think he is ranker level. In his fight against that test ranker, they said the ranker was physically superior. He was superior, and we have to add that Bam was reinforcing his body with Shinsu. Imagine if it were his natural body, and I really don't know why this is being debated, because Bam, he wouldn't fight without reinforcing his body with anyone, because physical resistance is not. I mean, I already explained the reason why this is being a topic of conversation. Otherwise, I wouldn't. But I don't care to have this conversation. It's just that, again, your guys' your takeaways, your conclusion to your conclusion. I'm looking at your work. You may know 2 + 2 is 4, but let me see the mathematics you did to get to that answer. That's all I'm looking at. The only time Bam was using only his natural strength because they forced the ring on him. Forced his body with Shinsu. And if I said other comments, Bam does not need this because he has a spine which covers physical weaknesses. Yes, Bam reversed his body, but the ranker did so as well. Period. This argument is invalid. Oh shit, y'all going at it over here. Interesting question. Well, I think that the current Bam without any type of reinforcement with Shinsu in a natural way may already. Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to get. Interesting question. Well, I think that the current Bam without any type of reinforcement with Shinsu in a natural state may already have the same physique as a member of the 10 great families, and I'm taking a risk. You have to understand that no matter how much he trains, his most notable improvements will always be reflected in his techniques and control of Shinsu. His physical abilities also improve, but in a common way, not in a special way. But it's not that Bam needs this either. SLU thought well of how to solve that problem with the thorn.
Shout out the Spine for never showing up again, by the way.
Huh?
Shout out the Spine for like one time at the beginning of season 2 and never being a thing again.
I also, do you think that SIU created the Thorn specifically for that reason? Like, I do think that an assumption is being made that this is a supplement and cover his weakness. When I'm like, the Thorn is to kill the king. That's simple. Like
because
I didn't overthink it though. Maybe I'm not thinking deep enough. I don't know.
the Thorn also doesn't only boost his physical abilities, at least for the first one. It boosts literally every aspect of him, Shinsu included. So I don't know where this idea that it's there to only cover physical shit comes from.
Yeah. And after we got hit with that antimatter Shinsu bomb, right? From Ja Wagner in the beginning of the second season. Have we ever seen that exoskeleton ever again?
I don't recall it.
I don't think so, right? So
I don't think we've seen it. For everything I read, which is like halfway through the cage, I don't recall seeing the spine ever again, other than that first time.
Okay.
Because I think the way I thought that it disappeared, I thought that was like the alleged like cradle for the Thorn that Reflejo talked about. That was just there so he could easily accept the Thorn into his body. But that could just be a rationalization. It was just this weird ability that never came up again.
There you go. We don't know because we've never seen him without Shinsu after season 1. And SIU is not giving us any way to gauge character strength without Shinsu. Everything in the comments is simply headcanon. I 100% agree with this. And that's me included. He has abs, so probably very strong. I love this. On a more serious note, since blood is very important, the tower apprentices are strong because you have your hot blood, hot family members have tough bodies, and given that Bam's parents are Arlene, which specialty was spells, so she probably didn't have a strong body, and V was probably a swordsman, which means she was probably very strong. I thought you were gonna say V's talent was tension. That threw me off. Sorry. Was probably pretty strong, and I'd say Bam isn't physically what did I just say? Physically super strong because of his bloodline. Okay, all right.
Patagana says we saw the excellent when he was hit by Mule Love. You're talking about when Love did the knuckleball on him? Oh no, not knuckleball, the breaking ball.
Well, I remember that. I'm a fraud.
I don't because I don't remember that either in the Mule Love fight.
I actually Ryzen had showed me a panel of apparently Bam copying a technique from Mule Love, so that was interesting.
That isn't Blue Shield.
Yeah, Blue Aura. Yeah. It's let's see if I can find it here in my Discord real quick. I think he sent this to me. My DM here.
I think he had one of those. Yeah, wasn't it was it Fastball that he copied?
I'm just gonna show you. Hold on, I'm just gonna go to Discord real quick. Change scenes. So I think some of you guys can see that. How well they can see that.
V's talent was NTRing Jihad. To be fair, that is true. V was a porno MC.
So like here, he does this weird like after image blue something dodge, right? And I don't know if this is a part of it, or maybe it's this thing. Oh yeah, so here he copies it and does it too, right? And apparently against Lalal here, when he like bobs to the right, you see that little purple part? I guess that's him copying that ability again. I don't know. I don't know what to make of that, but I guess it was interesting in this one, right?
Yeah, because okay, he used slider against him.
Yeah. Where was I?
I mean, I guess that's copying. Oh, man.
I don't even like. I just, like I'm gonna take it just so I could just be like, this guy owes an entire life to Mule Love. Blue Orb would carry it. Blue Orb would carry that man for how long? Like, so.
I'm gonna say that Sue just wanted to put the color purple there for no reason.
Exactly, and just kind of overlapped. And then we did a thing where as a fan base we overanalyze everything, right?
Now, if he had like swerved around and then punched her, then I would have slider.
Yeah. Because I probably would have caught that myself. But, anyways, I think it's safe to say that without Shinsu, Bam is low ranker level, which is insane considering that Shinsu is a specialty. The reason as to why I think he is physically strong is because I think he should have the body of similar caliber to the family heads, and we saw Dad, Jihad, and Edwin were damn near ranker level physically, so it's safe to assume at this point without Shinsu, Bam is ranker level. I think that makes sense. That makes sense to me. I think the biggest problem for this discussion is the lack of reference. The only characters we saw fighting without Shinsu were Urek and Yuri. Urek doesn't count. My boy is a beast with or without Shinsu, although he was pushed by Helljo himself. He doesn't get hit without Shinsu. That's why I have no problem with the Lol and Bam thing. That's not. I don't know, cause like to me, Urek's is playing possum. So we can eject Helljo with the needle to separate from the Red Tharissa. That's not him actually getting, like, he was fast enough and caught him off guard and hit him in the stomach. I literally think he's playing possum to just inject him with the needle. So our viewpoint on that is different, personally. I don't know.
Also, Yurik, like, no Shinsu because of the bracelet, and also holding himself back to just, like, what was it? 1 or 2% of his physical strength.
When he takes off the thing, he uses a 10% punch, but I always argue it's not even it's probably not true, because he was never his intention to kill Helljo. He has to hold back. He was trying to separate him from the thing that was taking him over.
And he takes off the fucking thing too. It's only, again, physical strength that he's doing that as well. So
yeah,
that boy Yurik is different.
Differente. He's a beast. Blah blah blah. Where was I at?
Fucking panel.
Yeah.
He blew up the ocean. I'll never forget it.
So insane. That the destructive that was insane. Is this around my chair like this? Who did that? It's stuck. There you go. All right. So we only have Yuri left, and even with immense physical ability, she was able to deal with Helljo. She was having a hard time fighting with using Shinsu, having all that. But then geography also mattered. Weren't they like in the air too, and she had to they had no footing. Having said all that, I don't think that Bam is very powerful without Shinsu. Although he's a master of hand-to-hand combat, he doesn't have immense physical abilities like Yuri or Jin Song. Okay. Without any Shinsu, Bam probably wouldn't have been able to beat that no-name ranker that ended up being the newspaper, but he could probably win against Anak, but lose to Endorsi. I'm sorry, I had a moment. He just like the things that happened in my brain. You couldn't see it, but it happened. I promise. He was way more experienced in physical skills than he's ever had before. But if he's fighting without Shinsu, the person he's fighting is allowed to use Shinsu, then it's a problem for him because he is at heart a wave controller. I think scouts and fishermen are more physically powerful, followed by spirit bearers, and last is wave controller.
I'm still fucked up about that Anak and Endorsi thing.
That's what I'm saying. That is not happening. But
what?
I wish y'all could just see what happened in my brain when I read that. I had to find myself back to this timeline. I got lost. Without Shinsu, he's probably around mid to high ranker level, so like advanced ranker-ish. I probably put him a little lower than advanced, but in that ballpark. Yeah, his skills and martial arts on the competence level. The only thing I'm not sure about the overall power we can output without Shinsu. Okay, that's fair. Y'all talking about LeBam James, great athleticism? Absolutely. He's been in the game 25 years. We don't have much information to base ourselves on, true. But I personally think rankers develop their naturally stronger bodies by having contact with denser Shinsu as they go up the tower, which is a quality that's passed on through genetics, Tengri families, and through the Jihad Princess's experiment somehow. Of course, this isn't fully passed, but a small portion of it is. Of course, training, battles, and high rankers and such might have helped Bam improve even more, as well as him being a regular. So I'd say he would not be ranker level, but then you have to remember that he's a descendant of Veed and Arlene, which puts him essentially in the same spot as the Tengri family, direct descendants. Therefore, he might be physically stronger than a ranker. But I don't think we have enough references and examples of him on being high ranker level physically, although I don't think it's impossible. It's just not really there for us to see. It's a very, very, very safe take. I'm not mad with that. Like, you know,
the descendant, like, that should be a double boost because he's a descendant irregular of a Tengri family head. It's not just he's a descendant in the tower. He's got like double the shit.
I was just gonna say, like, the interest. Oh, what's up, Vince? Did not see you coming.
It was good.
What's that?
You here to be a CBL with Vince?
Listen, man, I don't have no reason not to believe that he could do whatever he wants at any moment. And if he can't do it, does it matter? He'll just have somebody step in. That nigga has the run-in ability. If I can't beat him, don't worry. Somebody will step in for me, and then I'll beat him in like 3 months. Don't worry.
There you go. But here's the only thing I'll push back on this though, because I think what you're saying makes sense. Like your body's perhaps having to actually go up the floors and deal with higher Shinsu density. You can get stronger, but Bam already has that high level of Shinsu resistance and everything, because the steel eel place that he was in on like the first floor and stuff, and like even when Lororo tried to push everybody out with his barrier, Bam never got pushed out. Like, so don't forget that. Dude's a monster. He is still pretty strong. He is more technician, so raw strength isn't the only thing you can count into that. But his martial arts use and his agility, which he does not need Shinsu, and obviously is not pure strength like Urek Mizuno, but he is technical, very good martial artist that would be able to connect and get strength that way. And it's debatable if anyone uses no Shinsu reinforcement in the tower except for the floor of death. Okay. 25 years of hurting Nai's brain due to elite character riding LeBam days is the goat. Bam.
That's actually a take that nobody actually doesn't use. Like that doesn't use reinforcement other than in the floor of death.
It's fake, you said?
No, I'm saying it's an interesting take.
Oh.
That nobody is like.
I don't know.
That nobody does that.
For me, I've always thought of Bam very highly. It never bothered me that Bam was beginning to get seriously powerful, because I think it would actually be weirder if he didn't quickly surpass everyone else around him. Kun has no business being in the same power level as Bam. It was okay at the start because Bam knew nothing about the tower and was actually behind everyone, but as the story goes on, the man's destined to slit the throat of the king, and the irregular god was the same strength as some random descendant that struggled to believe it. That being said, I've always seen Bam's true strength as his Shinsu skills and resistance that he was born with, and his weakness to be his physicality. In terms of fighting without Shinsu, he's a fantastic martial artist, no doubt, but I think he would cap at fighting a ranker in those circumstances. I think he would still do a lot of damage, but he would he would be relatively frail like a glass cannon. I'm not sure he could take much punishment without Shinsu boosting in his natural resistance. I saw Bam get stabbed in the hand and he just kept going. I'm just throw that in.
I mean, okay, I hear what they saying, but when is there going to be a moment where he's not going to be Shinsu boosting, and that's not going to be a thing?
No, that's the question that I asked. Like, how strong is he?
Would you ask? Oh, whatever. I mean, does it matter?
I'll just give you the TLDR, right? So no, it's like I get it, because me and him are in the same place. I told you, like, this is not a conversation I care to have in that sense, because I'm like, none of it matters, but it's okay. We're here. Content is content. But point is, like, I basically, like, obviously we saw the Lilial and Bam shit, and we're like, what? The optics of this are weird, right?
But she's not a ranker. I guess that's my problem. But keep going. I'm sorry.
Well,
but
princesses have the body of a ranker, if you remember, because of the procedure.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
So Joe made a video about talking about why it made sense, and then I rebutted to what he was saying. And I'm saying, if I take him at face value, literally with all things that he said, I understand where he's coming from, ultimately, and I don't disagree with what he's saying. But ultimately, it was like the optics and some of the logic surrounding the optics and how that looked, like, just kind of like, well, with the eye, right? So I kind of combated that, and I think that he kind of agreed with what I was saying, because he kind of used a lot of season 1 and season 2 examples, and I thought it was a bad choice to say something like Quant and Hots were going at it evenly type of thing, and I'm like, no, they weren't, because then by that logic, I have to say Bam was literally pushing Mule Love, but really what it is that people don't understand is, why would you expect a fresh E-rank regular to do shit like fast skip? He was like, what the fuck? That's like if I'm playing like an 8-year-old and he hits me with a tween, whatever combo step back. I'm like, I didn't know he had that in his bag. That's just me underestimating him because he's a fucking 8-year-old. And then now
Right,
I'm a rock his
and
shit. He's not better than me because he got me that one little time. I didn't know. I was trying to be.
also they're
Yeah,
constantly holding back. They're
and
being
they're not allowed
repressed.
to a lot of times. They're not allowed to.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. They're being repressed. They're constantly holding back, and everybody in the tower seems to be arrogant to all hell. They don't ever seem to like take anything seriously from the get go. They're just like, I'm a ranker, you're this and this, that, and the other. So that's how SIU writes it, where everybody's always looking down on everybody that's a lower rank than them. Nobody ever from the get go is just like, you know what? I'm gonna eliminate this person from the jump. It almost never happens. Even Yuri talking about beating people up with a finger, and then then he was fighting Bam, but did he actually like try to kill Bam? Like he did and he didn't at the same time. He didn't use as much power as he could have because he didn't find it necessary. He was like, oh, I've wiped out X amount of people on this floor by barely doing anything. So why all of a sudden this guy come when I start trying to use more, and then people don't really seem to sense power in Tower of God, or at least not in the usual way. Normally, most things, you sense a person's power, you be like, this person's stronger than me, this person considerably weaker. You're not always correct, but they don't even seem to do that in Tower of God. They just look at people. And they be like, ooh, does he have some type of presence? But they don't seem to actually know how strong anybody is until they actually fight them.
There you go. And then so basically when that discussion and chapter came out, everyone was telling me, you need to go watch this video because it makes sense, blah blah blah. And then I did it. I'm like, I kind of disagree with the work here, though the big picture takeaway makes sense to me. I understand it, right? And maybe I was frustrated with other things in the chapter that made me kind of whatever. But the point was,
man, screw
that's
that.
That's why the topic is being discussed. So
Okay,
I
I got you.
You guys tell me then. And that's what we're doing now. We're going to the comments.
Man, no, screw that though. People just like the problem is not even that whatever. Because I've seen the comments. People are just like, oh, why are y'all overreacting? That's not the problem. It's the logic and the presentation of it all. It's silly. Like,
because
if Bam started punching Yurik, right, and he's pushing Yurik back, I'm not gonna be like, oh, he's pushing Yurik back. The problem would be is if Yurik had a surprised look on his face and he's pushing Yurik back, and Yurik looked like he's legitimately struggling. And Bam's whole logic behind it is, no, I don't want to fight her, because if I fight her somehow, that means I'm accepting this marriage proposal. And that's like, what? How does that logic even make sense? But that's whatever. Refuse all that. Like I said, I get people making an argument, oh, gravity, force, repel versus repel, all that. Yeah, I get it. That's not the problem. The problem is just like, one, how are we supposed to take this seriously? Two, Bam's logic is complete and utter nonsense. Silly. Three, it's even sillier because Chaw had to step in the way, which made it even look even more silly. And four, why can't he just block it? He can't. He was, but not without getting pushed back. He can't just he's supposed to be a great all-time martial artist, right? Or at least been training one. So if I had another martial artist manga or anything like that, and somebody threw a punch, you don't have to block it in a way that gets you repelled back. What if he just simply stepped out of the way and grabbed her arm? Or anything like that. There's different ways to do it to not make it look so silly.
Reverse flow control. Because to me, the ultimate point that I ended up making, and the reason why I think this happened, was it just looks like SIU wants an excuse to have everyone still believe that this C rank regular is C rank regular strength. It's like he's going above and beyond in a nonsensical way, so Lalal could just think he's weak, tell everyone he's weak, and then when he does something incredible, they're gonna be like, I'm a C rank regular, I can't believe it. Oh, he's the greatest I ever didn't know. Like, that's what it looks like to me. You're trying to mask how strong he is overall, and I'm tired of it. But if you're going to do that, do it in a way that makes sense. Remember when they, I don't remember exactly the scenario, but when they slipped the Shinsu resisting ring on his finger, that did literally limit what he can do. And now he's in a situation where he might not look as impressive because he can't use Shinsu. That is a execution.
That's a great way.
That works. That works for me. You having her come, I'll punch at him. What? You guys are defending him? He must be the worst Slayer candidate ever. I must go away and tell the fucking family head what to do. It's just everything about that was weird, and it's just like nobody's trying to see that after he fights. Calivan beats White, fights a ranker, beats the fucking canine, whatever ranker. He's running around with all these monsters. He's from Trauma Ray. He hurts Holland, the pride and joy and the Lopabia family. He's up and coming, latent talent. Oh, hatchling draws blood from him with the power he just got 2 seconds ago, and he's being pushed back by this bitch. Very unserious. No one's trying to see that. That's the point.
Here's my thing, especially when it's just brute. I guess here's my problem too. It'd be one thing if she was throwing unrelenting Shinsu attacks at him and he didn't have a chance to do anything else. But this is, if I'm not wrong though, make sure I'm right because I don't want to lie. She was just doing like physical stuff, right?
She every once in a while threw it up. I think 2 Shinsu blasts. I think 1 hit Cha and 1 back.
That's fine. If that pushed him back, whatever. But if she's doing physical stuff and he's supposed to be like this great martial artist, why can't he just redirect the flow of balance of her punches and stuff like that? You don't have to be stronger than somebody to do that either. If he's an all-time martial artist, that's something you literally learn in martial arts. He can literally redirect what she's doing as far as punches and kicks and stuff like that. He can do that. That still makes him look competent. It doesn't make her necessarily look weak either. And she can look at it like, why can't I hit him? Without making either one of them look bad, but it still shows a level of difference between them.
There you go.
But that's all. That's what I'm saying. The presentation of it is silly. I don't want to have these silly ass little arguments about, oh, Bam is not going to stop it. Knock it off, man. This is silly.
And there it is. Without any
Knock it
Shinsu,
off,
oh,
bro.
he's fucked. I think I laughed when I saw this. I don't know. That was funny to me. Cooked food.
Cause that's the thing too. Sorry, I get ranting, but like, what was the whole entire point of him learning martial arts from not only Jin Sung, Ha family specialist, super secret, fucking weapon of the Ha family, and if they can hell make him go on these battlefields for 2 years, go in these martial arts schools. If he's just gonna get pushed back, I know she's a jihad princess. Who cares? I don't care. She's not a martial arts god. What does that mean? Like, what? He's been fighting people who possibly been stronger than her. How do I know how strong this she is? He's supposed to, especially with the introduction of all these blue holes and stuff like that. He's fighting on random battle hills. We don't know who he fought. Why does she matter?
Yep. And
silly.
To this point in the comment section, I'm still surprised nobody has mentioned any contracts. I thought that was going to be a main defense that they were going to use for a lot of rankers, getting contracts and things of that nature to enhance their physical capabilities. I'm surprised no one's mentioned it at all, in any capability. But all right, let's keep going. 'Cause I think one of these comments are extremely long. I think without Shinsu, somewhere between advanced and rank level in season 2. Without Shinsu, it's obvious that the regular Jihad princesses in terms of physicals without Shinsu are superior to him. But things start to change in season 3, where he was able to fight rankers with no thorn at all. When in season 2, him being inferior in physical strength, the rankers were still looking down on him. But things changed in season 3 though. He was using Shinsu reinforcement. He was facing them head-to-head and hand-to-hand battle, which implies his growth in physical abilities. And later, when he was fighting White, his physicals went from being close to rankers to above high rankers. And remember, you can always use Shinsu that your body can handle. It's heavily shown that you lose consciousness when you're using more Shinsu than the body can handle, but Baam handles way too much Shinsu, which marks the improvement of his body has gone through. And for further confirmation in these latest chapters, Lilial Jihad, a princess whose physics should be on par with those of a ranker when she started the climb, and now she is a C rank regular, was attacking Baam with Shinsu, meaning her physical Shinsu reinforcement, but Baam without any Shinsu was blocking her casually, and thought of even beating her, but he refused. Well, that should be more of a fundamental way you look at Baam's physical strength, which is stronger than reinforcement logic. Okay. Well said. I think this is the this isn't the one that I thought was, maybe it's not this one. I know one of them was like, I swear it was like OD long. Wait, am I tripping? What's the 2 replies? Where's the other one? Anyways.
It's a ghost reply.
Yeah, it's visible. As you said, let's ignore season 2 and only discuss season 3 Bam. In one of the first chapters, Vagarov punches Bam and leaves a scratch on him, but Vagarov's hand itself is damaged as well. Then Vagarov says his Shinsu reinforcement is already stronger than my blood Tamara. So by this, we should conclude that Bam's base body is on the level of C rank regulars. Okay, I'll follow your logic for now. After that, Bam fights Godot's minion and tests Ranker Pan. But correct me if I'm wrong, he didn't take any direct hits from those rankers. In every fight, he dodged their attacks, reverse flow, piercing techniques done. If anything, these fights prove that Bam's reaction time and damage are indeed ranker levels. Then there was the fight with Godot himself, in which Bam was almost stomped by him, but at the last moment, Bam activates the Thorn and boosts his Red Threса, with which he cuts Godot's legs. So the Red Thresa boosted by the Thorn is capable of damaging higher rankers. Godot also didn't land any direct hits on Bam. Fight with Caliban was assisted heavily by Karaka and Doan. All the damage was taken by Blue Theresa's shield. Now the most interesting part. In a fight with Arya, Bam was dodging all of her attacks like crazy, but as soon as she lands the attack, Bam pulls out the Thorn and tanks it. So base Bam plus Thorn boost equals ranker body. Isn't she a high ranker?
I will look it up.
Okay.
Let's go look it up.
I don't remember because she's a weird entity just because her body comes from the dark skinned dude or the black.
He is a high ranker.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yep, she's a high ranker,
okay.
And she is also a division commander, which that's pretty high. That's pretty
also
high.
So wouldn't her kick technically be a high ranker level kick? So wouldn't his body
so Bam
be stronger than
so
that?
Bam plus
could you tank that
plus
hit with a
Thorn
ranker's
boost.
body? Go ahead.
Division commander of the 4th Army.
There you go.
High rank.
Yep.
Oh, that's what was it? That's like what was it? Because what was Alpathian in Caliban's? He was he squadron?
I think he was second in command right after him, wasn't he? It wasn't Sharon, it was him. It was Alpathian was like whatever under he was. I don't remember. Gotta look that up. Shout out to Steppenwolf.
Vice Corps Commander is what it says.
Fight with White already starts with this Bam, who has ranker and high ranker damage, both thanks to the Thorn, but in his first half with White was dominating and didn't really feel any of Bam's attacks aside from Shinwan Ryu, which just made White go, ouch, that hurt. And also, despite having ranker's reaction, Bam couldn't dodge White's sword. Keep in mind that Bam can read White's sword attacks, but still couldn't react, which proves again high ranker greater than high ranker Bam with the Thorn. Then Bam burns the soul. Soul, just like the Thorn boost in every aspect body, Shinsu reaction. With this boost, Bam tanks White Sword with his body. So based on this, I might be wrong. Base Bam strongest C rank regular body plus Thorn ranker plus Soul's high ranker body.
Wait a minute.
Point of order.
Can't nobody dodge White Sword? You can't literally dodge their swords, right?
That's a law in the tower, but Bam was able to do it to some degree because of, I guess, I don't know, observation hockey.
But even then, this is a Slayer candidate. So what does that prove?
Point of order on.
Sorry, he's a Slayer. White's a Slayer himself. What does that prove?
Point of order on Arya. She's the same rank as Sharon is. They're both division commanders, but Sharon was the 1st division. We don't know what division Arya is.
Okay.
So similar to somebody like Arya Bride Sharon.
Okay. That's the proving when Bam is blocking White Sword and base. Everyone uses Shinsu reverse in the story. The fact that Bam's body isn't obliterated when Bam cuts him with the sword shows his body is over C rank in regular and base. Definitely ranker level, but when uses Storm, he operates in that fight in that high ranker field. People saying Bam is a high ranker without Shinsu are fucking delusional and we're reading the story with their asses. I said I was called out. I meant body, not the attacks. No way base Bam with just Shinsu enforcement has a high ranker body level. Y'all want to hate my answer. I can't wait till I explain myself.
Wait.
Oh shit. What's poppin'?
Hello. Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Wait. But I heard a little bit. This guy said he said Bam's a C rank because of the shit with Vagarov.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Tamara. Yeah.
He was using that as one of his examples.
So he's gonna say.
Yeah.
So he's gonna say a man. So he's gonna say a that it's a C rank regular that's specifically a Mad Dog, which is genetically enhanced, and then given something like the Blood Tamaran, which even fucking Androsi, who's the Jahar Princess, talks about how fucking OP that defense is, would still make him a C rank regular level, like, base.
Yes.
Yeah, so the basis of this thing, this guy's a fucking retard. What is he talking about? I'm sick of
Miles,
I'm sorry.
You're not reading, bro.
I'm sorry.
I just want you to know that. I just want you to. You're not reading.
I try to be nice, but every week I'm just seeing more and more stupid people with this Tower of God in One Piece. People just gotta shut up. Oh my god. I really can't.
I hear you, but maintain frame. maintain frame. Miles,
maintain composure.
Cool,
let me calm.
collected, and composed. We are in hyper dying will mode always. Okay.
You're right. Let me go hyper. Let me be on my Sunatech. You're right.
Look at him. He popped a lightning pill too. I felt it. I was in here ranting. Now you came in here ranting, so you took it to the next level. You added the language with it.
It was all calm. It was all calm when it was just me and Naya. The two of you came in. It's just fucking hatred.
My fault.
Listen, the hatred passes on, bro.
I apologize for that. But all right.
I'm the hate.
Daniel. Stupid people. He in the OP and TOG community. Impossible. That's the worst place to be sometimes. Bam may have a lot of different powers inside of him, but he still does not know how to release the true potential in one of them. What is Bam during the fight is that he is combining all the underdeveloped powers together to make him the level of a higher ranker or down the gap between his enemies. No, just look at Urek Mazino and his regular powers alone, top 4 in position. Just irregular power alone, you see Bam with all the different types of power, and his body's still underdeveloped, and he hadn't even developed one of his powers to the highest. He just putting it together close to reaching the gap to reach top 100. Simple. Seriously, just one of his powers alone can make him a higher ranker. Just like that, what I think is that because Bam is getting so much power that quickly, making his body endure all of this pressure and not be able to catch up with Bam potential, and he hasn't made contact with his external power he gained in the tower. Without Shinsu, he taken down by a lot of high regular people that are A or lower or low ranker. I just agree with your takeaway.
Man,
I think for the most part, people at least said ranker level. I could live with that.
People are wait. I was just finna ask you that. I said, didn't you ask just ranker level? Why are we talking about high ranker level with this stuff?
Oh no, I literally asked so after all those conversations that we're having, I literally said, you guys tell me then. I'm dumb. All right, how strong is Bam without using like the Thorn, any of the other powers, or any Shinsu? And I let them
I want to make sure I have
go
that
wherever
right.
they want to go with it. Is that C rank? Is that E rank? Is that ranker? Is that upper? Is that 10 great families level? Wherever you want to go with it. Based on
I'm just making sure.
Yeah. Naya, your answer can't follow up. We're hearing a lot of truth today. Oh no, trust me. Wait till you hear my reasoning. Crazy how I don't know what's happening to TOJ. Yeah, I smell the copium. There you go. All right, later, Zodiac. Thank you for stopping by while you could. All right, based on my own speculation, he's at least low ranker level. I think he can take on Quant, and win. Granted, we don't know Quant's full power, but I get the impression he isn't impressive. I think Charlie's tier, if not a little stronger in Shinsuless base. Okay. To be honest, I personally enjoy seeing Bam fight hand-to-hand than Shinsu. I don't know why. I just get a thrill out of it. I feel it. Anywhere between A rank regular and ranker prior to the nest, B to top of A rank. Interesting.
That's not even... Wait, prior... This dude's not even doing current ban. He didn't answer the question. This dude's a fraud.
I think the first one was him answering. The second one was just adding his little prior to the nest, though. I truly don't No, my guess would be peak regular, as every time he's seen someone without Shinsu, he was either equal or totally outdone. Urek clearly outpower and shocked Bam, as well as Yuri without Shinsu back within Dorsey, and Bam was on the train. It was stated that it was hard to keep up with there. That was a long time ago, and now we have Bam versus Lilial, where he was pushed back, and we see her actually winning the engagement. This leads to my assumption without Shinsu, he would place peak regular or tower climber, very low ranker. Bam
Wait, what?
seemed to have this narrative going with that in the tower. He like a natural predator that made to be unfair within this environment. But how really dangerous is a shark out of water is my point.
Oh,
SIU has portrayed Bam without Shinsu to be more compared to above average climbers in the series. So I guess my thought is that the avenue he's going with Bam, that the people who will ever challenge Bam will be a select few who are able to negate Shinsu or special like a regular and ancient. I guess though that is he is going to actually double down with this idea or is going to the waste side. I personally think it would be cool if he uses it right. My bad though, wrote in a rush. Clearly.
what the fuck? I just gotta say, what the fuck
Wait,
is peak
wait.
regular tower climber?
A rank?
Yeah,
I think he's saying like
guess.
peak of A rank.
Yeah.
I guess my thing is so he truly believes if she beats Sue in damn fought, no shit, it's a toss up.
I guess.
See,
You underestimated the killer arts, the deadly arts. You didn't know he was nice with it. You didn't know that.
my problem is exactly what he just said though. He said, what's her face? The princess pushing him back means that Bam is peak of regular without Shinsu. See, that's my whole entire thing. He didn't fight. That's the problem. That's the problem with the logic. He didn't fight her back. She pushed him back, but for what? He didn't try. And I know that was some people's point where just like that, and that's my problem with how it's presented. He doesn't have to just block her attack. He is supposed to be a grade A martial artist. What was the point of all that martial arts training? Redirect her attacks.
Nah, bro.
No. You don't have to hit her. Like nobody said.
What's wrong with you?
Man, Bam, act like I told him he had to hit her with the clothesline from hell.
I mean, does martial arts really matter, bro?
Apparently not. I mean, I guess he went through those two training battlefields for nothing.
It was so you can see him and Karaka use that move, bro. That's all it was.
Yeah, Vacant Hell was like you rely too much on the orb and shit like that. So go train, go on them battlefields, fight people, learn, get your martial arts up.
Battlefield was only to wake Yama up.
I mean the way you hear about martial arts, you would expect Hajin Sung to wax Caliban, but I mean, you know,
he's a technician, bro. You can't expect that, bro.
Right? He learned from two of the best people in the tower martial arts skills. The special Hajin Sung, who's special even among the Ha, and the Vacant Hell.
And Ha-Chan.
And guess that. Yeah, that didn't mean nothing.
Attacker because Chamare and then being a ship though, right? I could look at it in a second, but I'm pretty sure he also was like, if I do it, I'll have to marry her or some nonsense. That didn't make any sense. But you have to.
But even though that was the case,
real quick.
Oh, sorry.
I haven't revisited these like since I finished Tower of God like 7 weeks ago. I have not reread any chapter, so. I am going based off what like us literally reading and reacting to this on Twitch like weeks ago. So go ahead.
Honestly, I'm not even mad at these people, to be honest. I'm not mad at these commenters. I'm really not. I'm mad at SIU because he did this. It's his fault.
See, Vince is on the right track. See, Vince on the right track. He's going where I'm going. I'm about to reveal all soon. But go ahead, Miles.
No, I was gonna say even if that was the case, then shouldn't we apply the same thing to the law, as in like she shouldn't be attacking because Traumare was there and Traumare brought her in as a special guest? Like,
no, she was.
I don't know. Like,
no, whatever. She does what she wants.
Bro, she's a woman.
While I think his physical strength and stamina are below average, that might not be the case anymore since it's implied having souls inside you gives you a massive stat bump to those things that can't necessarily be turned off like Shinsu enhancement can. Also, Naya, off top. Actually, I think I want to answer this last. I think I remember the question. I think base Bam's body is as strong as a direct descendant top regular of Ha family. All right. I'm going to be that guy. It's impossible to say. That's a total that wasn't you could have said that. That was perfectly viable. I don't know is almost an answer. Because we have no idea how much Shinsu he is using in each situation to boost his body. For all we know, he used Shinsu to boost his body to defend against the law. That's a great point. We don't actually know that for a fact.
Yes.
Speaking of, logically, Bam absolutely should have used Shinsu to boost his body to block Lil's attack. Why? As a reflex. During Bam's training with the Vankel, he knew he is training to fight against rankers, so it makes perfect sense to train using Shinsu body boost as a reflex, and that makes very little sense for him not to do. He doesn't want to be hit by a full-on ranker punch because he didn't react fast enough. Edit, going through the comments, I see a lot of people decide to be that guy. You have a great audience here, Naya. So the question here, I think, was something about I have to find something. So this is kind of like was going to lead into what I want to say. Also, Naya, off topic. Do you think rankers in the story can scale down their strength so much they can play with regulars without harming them, like Quant did in Season 1, Mulov and Nurek in Season 2, or just an inconsistency from SIU? What do you guys think about this question? Want me to repeat it?
Fuck.
I mean, I would.
I
mean,
know.
Like, can he suppress
I
his
would
power
say
level to
yes.
1 type B?
I legitimately
I would
can't answer
assume
this
so.
because I don't know I don't understand how power works in the tower. I don't understand what they're doing.
Like, the only example I can think of is Urek, and even when he was 1%, he was, like, beating the brakes off of Karaka and Weakened White at the same time with one finger. So, I don't fucking know. How strong is Quant in comparison to other rankers?
Probably like average.
Like, I don't know. Like,
I don't know. For all I know, what if he's an upper ranker now?
what if he's just shitty and he's really close to what regulars are, and that's why it was so similarly close to him and Dorsey? I couldn't fucking tell you. Like, there's no way to say.
Well, I think part of the problem is I've only seen Bam fight a lot of these people. So I don't know what else happened. So, like, even the Mule Love thing, was Mule Love holding back? We say yes, right?
How much?
Yes. How much? How much would anybody else do? The problem is all the example of people fighting people outside of their rank class for the most part be Bam, because everybody else who fights outside their rank class, they get clapped pretty quickly. Bam's the only one who's allowed to stick around and have other people jump in and do all stuff like that. So I don't know.
Like, how are we supposed to tell the difference between a 2% fastball from Mule Love and a 70% fastball from Mule Love? I don't fucking know.
No clue.
I'd need, like, Togashi info boxes on the side of every panel when these cunts are fighting to tell.
And now we get to the moment of truth, right? Because I'll look any Tower of God fan in the soul and tell them Bam is one of the physically strongest, most capable people in the tower right now. No Shinsu needed. And you know what my evidence is? Not a goddamn thing. I don't need it. I know if the situation arises, he will find his way out of it. He will win. It's that simple. I actually have no piece of text, panel, fucking interview, blog post. I know at this point what it is based off what keeps going on in this story. Because there's been a plethora of times where I'm like, he's fighting somebody he's completely outclassed and he shouldn't be able to fight with, and the circumstances find a way to make him win. If he got no Shinsu and beat Calivan hand to hand, he will fucking win. I am absolutely confident. Because this nigga does not have any consistency. You know how many I don't knows, maybe, coulda, sorta, it's headcanon, there's not enough? That's the problem. We don't fucking know. I have 100% faith in what I'm saying based off nothing because he's unserious. I literally don't need to see him. I will take this without Shinsu boost. I don't need that. I know. I know if he needs
What's
to
the point?
punch a hole through Caliban like Goku did Broly, he'll fucking do it when he needs to. Mic drop.
Yep. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like that's why I'm not mad at them for saying all this stuff. They doing exact revert. We used to be them. Every week we used to sit on the Chicken Love Club podcast and be like, "Oh no way, Bam's gonna keep up with this person." Just like that. And you know what? That's how you would do. Throw somebody to save them. Have them use a thorn. Get another power up in the middle of the fight. Get a power up after the fight. Get a power up before the fight. Get the power up when somebody talking to him. Get a power up when somebody look to his left. Get a power up when somebody looks to his right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He can do whatever he wants. It doesn't matter. Why? What's the point of this? What's the point of these discussions other than y'all just want to have them because y'all love power scaling? But what's the power scaling when nobody knows? Nobody knows what's power scaling in this series. You think you do. You don't. Nobody knows.
Not even me. I'm not even SIU. I'm just about to say.
There's nothing to power scale in this series because none of you know anything.
We just do it for fun at this point.
We just seen Kun and Rat get a power up. How strong are they? We don't know. Who knows? They could be high ranker level the next time we see them. Who knows? Stop. This is pointless. It's pointless. All we're talking about when we made that podcast was the presentation. It was silly. We just seen Baam fight Caliban and all these other people. Why is he being pushed back by this princess? Why was his logic, oh, I don't want to fight her because this means I'm agreeing to the marriage? Why? Who thinks like that? If somebody is attacking me and coming for my life, I don't really know. Her dad might think I want to marry her if I fight back. What? Silly. It doesn't make any sense. We're not arguing. Oh, why are y'all so upset? Y'all are so upset because she was pushing Bam back. No, don't be silly. Damn, some of y'all need to learn how to read a moment. Y'all be watching. How long y'all been watching this channel? Y'all still don't know when we're hyperbole and shit. Jesus Christ, get a grip. Y'all are so dumb sometimes.
This was all to prove a point. That's the only reason why I did this. That the power scaling in this series is in the gutter. It doesn't matter. None of it does. Stop worrying about it.
My thing is,
now I'm gonna keep complaining because it puts money in my pocket. But my point. But end of the day, I'm literally not referencing a goddamn thing, moment. Forget all of that. I just know how it works with Bam, and I've accepted it. I am the realist of the CBLs. It is me. I believe. A lot of you are non-believers. I see it in your.
I don't care. I don't care about fights in this series anymore.
How many times did someone's like, "What do you think who would win?" And we'll have the conversation. We'll make the Shinsu clash or whatever. But at the end of the day, do we really know? We're like, all we can do is kind of look at it after the fact and try to make sense of it. We've been saying that for how long now? At least 2 years. So,
man, I don't care about fights in this series anymore. I don't.
I want to see
I don't care about fights.
Something cool once and a couple other things, and I'm moving on.
I think my thing too is I actually have no issue with most of the people's thoughts, right? Because at least most people gave their reasoning to it, which means they thought about it. It is what it is. I have no issues with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, good on you. I get more annoyed with like examples of that one guy where people talk with so much arrogance and bravado and calls other people dumb or can't read. When it's like, your evidence is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. What are you talking about? It's people like that piss me off. I hate loud and wrong people. Oh my gosh.
I hear you. I get a personal kick out of it, but I hear you. Cause literally, like, just to quote Vince, I just be like, who told you that? Why do you, like, you have this belief for some reason, but I don't know why. But I'm just gonna go with it. So it is what it is. Only real CBLs know that SLU saved Tom Ray from Bam. Boom. I'm a lore merchant that gives you fucks about fights right now. I feel it. Yell anything. Glam thrive too much negativity. My power is rising. Dark side out here.
I was literally throughout that whole rant, literally eating popcorn as Vince was going on.
Standing there, I'm strong source for the win. My source says go fuck yourself. But like,
Man,
like,
listen.
No. My source said that I made it the fuck up.
Yeah.
That's literally.
It's just like, do you guys? But like in all seriousness, for a second, you guys understand where do you get where I'm coming from? Like,
Yes,
I would
Yeah.
argue
Yes.
that even some of the comments who had an answer, like I believe he's this, still admit inconsistent. We're not sure. There's a lot more info we need to have to make this, but I believe this. You guys in yourself have proven it. And I'm telling you that I'm on the extreme end of him thinking he's great physically. Fair enough. But my evidence is nothing. Because what the fuck matters in this series? When y'all came to me that one day talking about he's not that good at hand to hand and he needs more experience and blah blah blah. The reason why I made the video because I'm like, when has that ever mattered? You're speaking about things that literally do not matter, especially not anymore. Maybe at some point. I think somebody said, I don't give a fuck about trying to figure this out because he keeps throwing away established rules he already created. Inconsistent. Therefore, I'm telling you, he's top 100 physically, one of the strongest people in the tower, and my evidence is not a goddamn thing. The source is from the crease of my ass. Anyways, how y'all boys doing, man?
I'm vibing.
I'm good.
It's just a pun.
I just hope media literacy can increase in the next few years.
There's no
That's
need. There's no need for media literacy anymore. This series does not matter as far as.
all. I'm talking about in general.
I'm gonna say, yeah, that's true. But just read the pretty pictures on the page. None of
I
this
know
matters.
because Vince, I know you be getting at it with people on Twitter, so I know you.
Miles, it doesn't matter when the author can just unga bunga their way to millions of dollars with most people, man.
Didn't he surpass like 1 billion views, and that's just in North America or something, or like English speaking countries at least for like.
Is it?
I think I saw that. I know I saw that with an Ordinary before, but I think I saw a tower where a guy has 1 billion overall reads or views on Webtoon and stuff. Like, I think there comes a point sometimes the popularity is so much and they have so much die-hard standship in there, they can kind of just do whatever they want and kind of like coast a little bit. Because I'd argue in a lot of ways Oda is, I actually think the problem with Oda and two things. He just wants to end the series, and two, I think he's surrounded by yes men. I don't think anyone goes Oda. No, this is like and throw the book back at him, because that's the kind of editor I would be. Glam shows me that some mid, and I'm flinging the keyboard, the clipboard at him, not gently, mid fling, frisbee throw.
And it's reversed.
I'm not gonna lie. That meme is always killing me. Of the fucking the one with Kaido, they're like he little,
just
little, medium, big.
rated 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, and suck my dick like always.
I'm not gonna lie. That shit got a lot of truth. That shit's so funny.
I guess
It's so good.
I guess I feel like I don't know enough about the way in which like the webtoon like authorship money and like all advertising, like all that works for like webtoon artists. Because SIU is one of the is he the biggest webtoon writer?
No, not even close.
No, he's
not even close, bro.
I think in Korea at one point he was number one. I don't know if that's the case anymore, but I know at one point it was definitely Noblesse. I know Noblesse at one point because I remember my friend telling me K-dramas even reference Noblesse. I don't watch K-dramas like that, but I don't know anymore because I think I saw even as far as like fantasy type of whatever. I think Unordinary was over it, wasn't it? Last time I checked.
Yeah. The numbers don't lie. I used to laugh at that.
About another series full of yes.
But I was just talking about the webtoon app. If we're talking about just Korea, then I have no clue.
Okay.
But on the webtoon app, he's not the biggest.
I'll say that the brain deadness of most fandoms is literally everywhere. MCU, Star Wars, Blizzard fans. It is all over the goddamn place. Like, it
Very
is
true.
a cultural problem.
I mention this often, but by the way, you can see here, where it says 1B, that's a billion views. So he did hit a billy. And it's
I don't
still
know why. I
rated
always
really
just feel
high.
like they're struggling. I don't know why.
I don't. I obviously want to check popular. 'cause
Oh,
I
well,
think there's a way to
I'm gonna look at
check.
the webtoon. I'm gonna look at the webtoon app right now.
Yeah. So new. Well, this is new and trending. So maybe because that's
Okay,
new.
he's starting to heat up though. I'll give him that. Oh yeah, Northern Area got more though. Northern Area got 52.8 million likes. Tower God has 51.8 million.
Yeah. A mission
Mhm.
I went again.
reader
Oh, I went again.
and a couple things. Well, that's. I wonder if under. I wonder if it's under fantasy. What Tower God under fantasy? Tower God is
Pretty
fourth.
fantasy.
Yeah. It's
So
under fantasy.
it's Morgana and Oz. The first night with the Duke, like wind on a dry branch, and Tower God is fourth here. Overall,
They love their romance over there.
overall,
Too.
it's not top 10.
They love their romance on that app.
They do.
Is it supernatural? Is it under this tag too? I wonder. I think it's under fantasy for the most part. I think it's not slice of life or thriller. No.
Love their romance on that site, boy.
Backer 112 or 112. I literally have a video of Asmongold raging about this exact topic that we're talking about. And if anybody plays WoW, you'll know who that is. Where he talks about if anybody that talks critically amongst these super fandoms, they don't do it because then they'll realize they've wasted large portions of their lives standing something that's shit. That is all over the goddamn place.
Yeah.
Sorry. So it reminds me of the point that I make about something happened over over the course. I'm gonna say personally 6 years. Man, maybe I'm wrong about this and just didn't engage too deeply in too many fan bases and whatnot. But I think the way that people look and consume media in some way, shape, or form is altered over time. I'm not exactly sure how to describe what it is that I see, but it comes across to me a lot of the times that we care about this movie or this show because of this one viral scene. This really good scene here justifies the 8 episodes of why you should kind of watch here, or like, I want to make a bunch of fan art. Oh, I want to be like, oh, Anya so cute, must protect. Like, I don't really think people care. Like, they might pretend they care, but I don't think other people actually care about how high quality something is from top to bottom, from start to finish. It's just like, oh, this character is good looking. This character is non-binary. This like the things that like seem to matter. It's not really storytelling, writing, or like cinematography or whatever. It just seems to just be like
It's whether they're having fun or not.
Arbitrary things like, can I draw a big booba woman? I don't know. It's something changed. I can't explain it. Because some people like they pretend that they care about writing, but I can just tell about what you like and how you're going about it that you don't actually care. It's very simple for me. It's easy for me to tell because I actually do give a fuck. So,
See, I guess here's my problem with when it comes to writing and stuff, because I always talk about this topic on Twitter a lot.
That's why I hate all the new shit, by the way.
Because a lot of my thing is that I feel like you can notice the problems in the series, and I'm not saying that like, how do I phrase this? I'm trying to. You can notice problems in a series, or you can acknowledge that there's issues and still love it anyway. At the end of the day, if you still want to give something a 10 out of 10 or whatever, some people don't like to use numbers, but if you still want to give it a great rating anyway, but for you to say that you care about writing and then just be like, this you can't say like, this was a strange decision. I don't understand how this makes sense. This not adding up, whatever. Or you can't understand people saying that. I have a problem. I have a problem with people who think they can just do that, and then, or people that say they care about writing, but then you ask them to explain their position on this, and they'd be like, I just don't like it because I don't like it, or I like it because I like it. Okay, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that answer, but don't tell me you care about writing in that way. Just don't do that to me. If you're gonna say that, just be acknowledged, or just be like, or at least if I'm reading something mid, I better listen, bro. This whole entire thing is mid to me, but I like some aspects of it here and there. But honestly, don't think it's that great.
It's an example of just the revisionist history we did with Reborn. Simi had a whole section of very serious problems that he had with Reborn. And he'll tell you this shit was an integral part of me growing up. I absolutely adore this manga from start to finish, or whatever.
Yep, and he still has the top 10.
Exactly. I think I'm one of the people with like I think I've learned to balance it all because I'm highly critical. I know that it's not, I actually blame my grade 11 teacher. But I never told this story. My media studies teacher. Ever since the rhetorical fallacy arc or what do you call it in school again? Not arc. Subject unit. I was not the same. I'm not the same. Like the way I looked at commercials and analyzed and looked at certain things, I could almost never turn it off for a really long time. She like ruined a lot of things for me because I used to be like ad hominem. I couldn't stop doing it. And then as I got older, I learned to like, okay, you know what? I am very critical. I care about my things. I care about logic and things lining up. But there's a time where I'm cool with just, I like this. It's really nonsensical. It's mid that hits, like I used to always say. But I'm having a good time. It's a good time. But let me not hide that. I'm not going to pretend I believe that this thing is high quality because micro development and make up some bullshit. I'm going to just tell you he kicks niggas, he smoke his cigarette, he look cool, and that's enough for me.
I wonder who Naya is talking.
You could hate, you could not like what I have to say, but I'm being transparent. I just think he looks cool, and he be kicking folk raw. You don't have to lie to me. I don't like being lied to unnecessarily.
Yeah, I think it's because people feel the need to just be right too much, which is the issue. Like it's like there is no right answer to this, and everybody's always trying to like find this right answer to like how this should be or how. So they just come up with things that they don't really care about or think about, and it just comes off as like disingenuous or just stupid.
So yeah.
Nah, I'm right.
Glam is never right, by the way.
There's times where I'm right.
Crazy.
There's times where I'm wrong. But I think the difference between me and other people, I'm not afraid to be wrong. And if I'm wrong, like listen, on everything I love. If SIU come back and they throw a fucking ring on his finger, he can't use Shinsu, he gets packed up by some regulars, I'll be the first one to apologize to everybody here. That video will come out frame one. Cause I'm not right with everything. I'll be wrong sometimes. What happens every time Hawkins gets packed up? I come on here and I take my lumpings like a man. I'm used to this shit. I talk shit. You live and you die with a shit talk. I'm okay with it. That's like I used to talk so much shit about every team. Derrick Rose got hurt in 2011 and they didn't leave me alone for months. It's okay, because I was a tyrant with it. I understand that if I can dish it out, I have to learn how to take it. My problem with a lot of you is you can't take what you try to dish out. Like, you'll come and be really condescending to me, and I'll just laugh it off because whatever, you're an anonymous person on the internet. But if I come and tell you this is stupid, you're going to, malfunction. You can't say that to me. I'm protected. No, you're not. Talk shit. Shit gets talk to you.
I also hear when you have criticism when people are like, just leave, you won't be missed. And it's like, who are you? No, you're here and no one knows who you are.
Yep.
God, I hate. Oh man, people make me ill.
It's something like even more so like because I did some psychology things. I understand that that's more about them and not me. I kind of feel bad sometimes where it's like, you got nothing better to do, huh? Like, you're lurking in the comment section of a Tower God creator you don't like who's not as big as some other ones. You don't have to be here. You don't have to listen to what I'm saying. You're just here because I don't know. You're here for something, and like I know that like I know like entire Reddits and stuff dedicated to just trying to destroy people and take them down. I'm like, imagine having so little to do with your life that there's a content creator you don't like or something, and you're like, how do I get him deplatformed or she or her deplatformed? Grass outside, trees to touch, sunlight to let hit your skin, get some vitamin D. You know, like. You could talk to some hoes. You could talk to some niggas. Do something. Like what's
why they gotta be hoes now? No.
Huh? Because
you can talk to some N-words right after. I don't know what you're doing.
Because we're going outside to the streets. But anyway, that's in a nutshell what I had to say about all that. So I don't know, but media is consumed differently than it used to be back then. Because back then, all the conversations I had about like manga and anime stuff were all very like high level like artistry and writing things that we cared about, and now I like a bunch of other things. And that's it. So
Dane.
Like, yeah, it's
no.
just like people. It's one of those weird things where it's kind of like relax. Like people like should take a deep breath. Shit can be enjoyable. Don't get too pressed when people think things. Like it's not that deep. Like you'll be all right. Like one of my favorite movies of all time is Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer. Is it a crazy movie? Yeah, but I enjoy it, so I don't care. Like,
All I ask is that
like,
if
don't have
you
to do
know,
it deep.
all I ask is that if you just know you're trying to enjoy something, don't lie to me and act like it should be critically acclaimed. Because that's where I get fucking pissed off.
Yeah.
Where people bury their head in the sand and just say this thing is goated objectively in every sense of the word because they like it.
Right.
That's it. That was kind of fun though. I saw so many comments with their entire chest with so much vitriol. Just obviously it's this, and I'm just like, in my head I'm just like, I don't know who told you that, but we're gonna have fun with this. We're gonna have a good time with this. I don't know who told you that, but we're gonna make it work. So it is what it is. Oh, someone got banned.
I think it was a bot.
I knew
Big
we
bot.
were finished when people turned around on the fourth Ninja War, and now they gas it. Oof. I did see some tweets saying, "Watch how Wano will be looked at in 2 years." They gonna say, "It's like I could see
they're gonna lie.
The revisionist history.
They're gonna come back and lie about Wano, just like people came back and lied about Whole Cake. They're gonna do the same thing with Wano.
I low-key don't want. I don't want to have a Wano discussion for the rest of my life. I'll be honest.
Unfortunately, I gotta do one. There's one big one I gotta do, and then we're good. I have to do the ranking the One Piece series, and Wano will be in it.
Oh, true.
But
true.
After that, I think I'm with you. Because even, I think recently
and
I was
Driss's
forced
video.
to talk about the Katakuri and Luffy thing. Oh, it's Driss video, yeah. And I like did, I like promised myself never again. But I had to for that because I'm like, I can't just sit through this 30-minute section and not say anything. So I interjected. But that fight too, I'm like, I don't care if you believe Oda's dick is the winner. Like, I don't care what you believe at this point. I just don't want to talk about it no more. I'm done talk, okay? Because trying to talk about that fight gives me a headache.
Absolutely AIDS fight. I'm not even gonna speak on if it was shit or good. That fight is fucking AIDS.
End of the day, it's not one of my favorite Luffy fights, so I'll leave it at that. It's not Rob Lucci, it's not Crocodile, it's not the other ones that I like a little more, so it is what it is. I think before I would have told you it was my third favorite Luffy fight. I don't think so anymore, though. So it is what it is. That's why I'm in Whole Cake. It's media at the end of the day. You're right. And maybe some new people. I think sometimes I wonder if sometimes it's new blood that bolsters the positivity. Because I think sometimes with something that long, if you're just kind of going through it, you don't get the time to really digest it to the same degree. So
when first come into something, man, it's over. As they say, oh, it's gas, pure fucking goated, love it, man. They don't pay attention to what's happening.
And I do think a lot of people read and watch stuff and comment in the fashion that they do solely for positive online affirmation. Like, look at this guy, intellectual, enjoying Skypiea like this. Oh, what a goat. You know, like he don't like people be posturizing for Twitter a lot. Or like people I know, I'm like, I ain't never ever seen you type like this in my life. I'm gonna let it rock though. I have a hands-off policy unless I gotta come for you, you come for me. But
people build whole Twitter accounts based off that, where they just constantly everything they read, nothing's ever bad. They just constantly find a new way to say how it's good and cool, and it's one of the best things they ever read. Everything they read is whatever. Then they don't, and then they don't apply ratings for a reason.
Is it
gotta be scared of the ratings?
Is it weird that I hate an overly positive motherfucker more than a overly negative one? I hate a
It's
motherfucker.
I do
hate
it
it's a
all the
little
time.
crazy. It's a little
Everything,
I
crazy.
do it.
everything is good. Everything is
No,
great.
I do.
Everything's
I
good.
do it all the time.
It's a
Naya, I am
I
100% with you, my boy.
I
I'm the
hate
You got-
exact same way.
I hate where is your hatred at? I don't
you negative Nancy's. Oh
where
my
is
god.
No,
where is
no.
the dark side energy
Tell
in
me
your
one
soul?
person.
You love
Let me be
everything?
happy.
You
Hold
bitch?
on, hold on. Miles, tell me one good person you met that's been completely positive. It doesn't happen. Those people
No,
are
that's
not
true.
good.
Wait,
They're
I
not
agree.
real.
I agree. I don't trust people who only smile, but I'm just saying, like, if someone's like super positive about a specific thing, I think that's
Oh,
okay.
that's
Now, if
fine.
you're telling me he's
That's
positive about every single thing ever,
that's what
that's
I'm talking
different.
about. That's what I'm
That's
talking about.
different. Okay.
There's no
I
way every
cannot,
story you read is the peak of fiction. Then,
I
with no
cannot
problem.
trust somebody that doesn't have a gripe with anything that they consume. I can't trust them because then I just think you have zero standards and you're just here for whatever.
Is there anything wrong with that? No.
Yes.
To
Yes.
If
me,
so,
yeah.
if someone's just like, I'm just here just to rock
No, Miles,
out.
I'll tell you right now why I think there's something wrong. Because being stupid should not be viewed as a good thing. All right.
Okay. Okay, but wait, can someone
Glam,
still be critical?
I practice what was that video? Whatever positivity. That
Yeah.
being dumb is a good thing and it should be
Oh,
normalized.
fuck.
Okay.
Wait. Can someone be critical but overwhelmingly positive still?
IGN finds a
No,
way to do that.
I don't feel like you can
They'll
be
say 10
overwhelmingly
bad
positive if
things
you're
out
doing
of
it.
12 and give it an 8 out of 10. So I
Like
guess.
if someone because wouldn't that be more like the way you say it, like, oh, I don't think he could did this. I think he could have done this, but like I probably get what like kind of always trying to find the positive in something. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, I'll give you an example. This is how I frame stuff. I might read something and I might be like, you know what? This was an issue. This was an issue. The ending was a little mad. But for me, these things do not take away from the great things it's done well. And those things emotionally aligned with me. So I give this score because that matters more to me. It touched me on an emotional level. And that matters when you're reading something. Not everything about reading is complete logic. Sometimes if an author does the thing they set out to do really well and it touches you on an emotional level and you can empathize and connect to it, that matters more than some of the writing issues you have. But
Yes.
my thing is I always say just be able to explain that if I'm asking you, especially if you have one of those viral tweet type things. That's always my thing. I'm not just going around picking on every little nigga who got an opinion about something they read. I really enjoyed this read. Explain it. You can't explain it.
I
You a
don't know,
fucking
man. The
joke,
way you
nigga.
be on
That shit
Twitter,
sucks.
bro.
No,
Busy,
Miles.
I don't do that. I don't do that to regular
busy
people on
breathing down
Twitter.
people's necks.
Because they be lying. That's different.
What I'm talking about specifically is when you say this thing is shit, and you prove unequivocally that this thing is shit, and somebody says, "Well, it's not that big a deal. It didn't affect me really at all." It's like, what? What are you talking about?
I don't even have that art. I don't even have that issue with people. See, Glad something different. I do the things where I do this for both sides. I do it for people who are positive and negative. Because sometimes with the people who are positive, I just find a way. They find a way to interconnect everything. That's be my problem with them. They be like,
Oh my
oh,
god!
this
Yeah,
actually means this
that
is
is true.
actually about the Buddhist temple, and that was in chapter 1. And then you see how the Buddhist temple is right there to the left. You put it to the right. You be like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? You're
Is
just
that
Exactly.
making shit up.
But
And
okay,
then the people who are overly negative, and then
is
people who
that
are overly negative,
positivity
they
though,
be
or
like,
just like
some of
them
them just
just
be
being?
lying too.
Is that positive or just sucking off the author?
That's
Both
what I'm
of them.
saying. That's why I don't think. That's why I don't think you
Both of them.
connected to.
Isn't that different? I feel like that's different.
It's the
I
connectivity and
guess
patience. We don't fuck with them. Get
they
them
be
out.
using buzzwords and just trying to connect things together to sound like oh, these things were meant to happen and meant to be and all of this made sense. It don't. It's okay to say that this was very strange. Like I do it all the time. I'm not always just full on blast. This is garbage. This is trash. Sometimes I'm just like, this don't make sense to me. Then like when I did
Or
Naruto
I'll
read
say it's a
and Bleach
weird
read,
decision. I don't know what to do with this.
yeah, right. I read Naruto and Bleach. And I fucking sat there and I read the whole entire things on the TL, tweeted damn near like every panel of those goddamn mangas.
Peak fiction.
Have people come, give me explanation from light novels and all sorts of stuff. And sometimes I said, okay, you know what, fair. But then other times I said, nah, that ain't working for me, cousin. I got it. Thanks for the explanation, but I'm not buying it. I'm not buying
That
what you're
shit's
selling.
What's the new? There's the new phrase I keep hearing. Oh, you believe that? I have a bridge to sell you. I like that. I like that.
Because sometimes they give me things, and I'm just like, see, that all sounds good, but another thing for me is I don't like things that retroactively try to make things make sense. Sometimes it works, but often a lot of the times I don't like that. I
As
don't
in,
like
like
that you do
as in, like they
something.
came up with it second, not like initially. You mean?
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
most part, I don't like that because that almost feels lazy to me. You could just rewrite the whole entire book if you want to do that. So for the most time, I don't really like that. It comes off kind of lazy to me. That don't mean it's not improper. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it can be done
I
well.
do remember
Just for the
that
most part, I don't like it.
Evangelion story. I don't remember if it was the cross. It had something to do with the name or something. And they're like, and people were going in like, oh, it means this and something in the Bible and Christ. And they asked him like, oh no, I thought this shit was cool.
The references to other things merchants have to be stopped because they just be
See,
making it up at the slightest signs.
honestly though, sometimes I think authors do that on purpose because they know that shit's gonna happen. At least I would. That's smart. Sometimes I can't blame the author for that. But like, what does Nye always be saying? You're doing the work for them.
I
Don't
I
do
guess.
the don't do
I
that.
guess.
I'd actually argue, Glam. I actually think a lot of them do that on purpose because, like I said, I think a lot of things some of these authors know. I know with the paradigm shift and how things are being perceived and viewed. They do those little tiny tricks because it fools the mass majority. They don't need to. They don't need to trick us. They need to just trick the majority of casuals because they're the ones who aren't paying attention to that degree. And I argue the latest Toei animation is one of those things. That shit's not fire. Luffy averaging 4 flashbacks per punch and holding everything, gonna push through with all this shit, with all this shit in the air and background and flashing and overlaying the visual noise. That's tricking somebody who's never studied animation in any capacity. They're
But we're small cog in we're small cog in the wheel. We don't really matter though.
Exactly.
We're not making that shit for us.
Naya said.
Go ahead.
That's funny. I was gonna say you said averages like it's like Luffy's in-game stats. 10 flashbacks.
Yeah, no, I swear to I promise.
Miles, like an episode of One Piece at this point is damn near like a Naruto episode where you're seeing the swing again for the 37th time. Like, it's the same thing.
No, I'll explain it in a second. Hold on. I don't know if it's true. Honestly, I like how Bubba is positive, but he's just positive and credit. He gave it a nice point. It isn't stupid. So doesn't extort credit. Flashbacks per punch must be a slow game for Toei. Like, so I don't know if you watched it, right? Because like every once in a while I'll just show my friends because we're watching the rooftop stuff. That's all I care about. They're not fighting. I'm not watching it. You know how I watch One Piece. I take the cursor, I drag it through everything, yada yada. So I'm like, all right. I know this week is the episode where it's like the film read something. I'll watch what I want to watch with the man them. We smoked up and then we were in the room watching it, and they had a great time. Like, this is sick. Oh shoot, they went off the island and some stuff prior to that was pretty cool. There's just one little tuss exchange with Luffy and Kaido that I really liked. Then we got to where he learns he can quote himself in Conquerors, and he stops Kaido's club with his foot, hits him in the stomach, and then gives him the uppercut. I think that end portion took like 8 minutes, like legitimately, like
Jesus.
the 3 punches. So first he's like, "Oh, you could quote yourself in Conquerors, can't you?" And Kaido's like, "It doesn't matter because you're like gonna die." And there's some weird darkness super twirl coming at him. Then Luffy has a flashback of first losing to him, and then he's like falling slowly to the ground, but then it's like Hiyori's like internal destruction, focus to hockey, blah blah blah, don't whatever, and then it like zooms out, then he's stopping it, and it's like a freeze on it for at least 20 seconds. His foot's just there, and it's almost like everything's like a struggle, like a clash. It's never just like a clean hit. Then he like flips and does some shit, and he runs around. You about to hit him again in the stomach. Then he flashes back to Zoro blocking the ocean sovereignty that just happened one episode ago. Like 1 episode ago, it just happened. Then he flashed back to more of his training with Hogyo and the flower. Then a flower blooms. It's like hockey blooming. I'm like, can you just throw the punch? Then they show me like Luffy's fucking veins, the energy going into him. He's channeling it properly, and then it goes back to him punching him. He hits Kaido's back again. Then he goes for the uppercut. More flashbacks. Then the original OG music starts to play, and it's like struggle. I'm like, bro, turn it off. 3 punches took 8 minutes. Trash.
That's pretty insane.
whole
One
time,
Piece.
there's all these fucking cherry blossoms and sakura on the background, just blooming and going.
It's Nippon, man.
Why is this shit
Respect
here?
Nippon.
Oh my goodness.
It's Japan, bro. We gotta have all the fucking presentation we can get.
Why doesn't nobody in this series now just get fucking hit? It's always like if I get hit, I have to like will the punch land? Who's strong? Like every hit's like that. Why? It's mad annoying. I just want to see this nigga get a fucking clean uppercut. No.
No.
Anyways,
You know that.
and rant.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
And rant. And I know they're like, the rooftop. I'm like, no, turn it off. Stop moving me.
Yes.
Yes. Oh shoot.
I just beat the pure vessel. I'm the goat.
Batman
But,
had a 3. There you go. Batman had a 3-minute clash with Luffy. Never forget. Hey, shout out to Bruce Wayne. It's just pretty. I don't even know if I actually think it's not pretty because they're doing too much. There's too much going on. Can they just show the other fights Oda did off screen, please? I don't even know if they're doing that. I don't remember. I don't.
I keep fucking. I love how people keep hyping up that Red Rock episode. Every time I see that punch, I'm like, there is too much bullshit going on to even see what is happening in this punch.
I don't like that episode.
Sometimes simple is better.
You know because they did this in the manga too, where Luffy had a flashback to literally every fucking scene with the samurai from like Zou to Wano, and they did it in the anime too, and they just cut each one. It's like, oh my, you remember when Kinemon was like Kozuki Odin?
I remember.
Burned
I remember him like looking down with the hat and had that weird thing, and it's like Luffy, yeah.
He's sitting on Asue on the cross and shit from
here's-
his cell, and I'm like, dog.
But here's what you might be shocked. You might be shocked to hear me say. I could understand you wanted to set that up emotionally. Plus, I know anime does a bunch of tricks to save time and elongate. Like I'm not stupid. Like that's not lost on me. I know how animation, especially in Japan, works. It's cost efficient. So I know why there's multiple flashbacks. Don't get it twisted. Like I'm not an idiot. Yeah, shout out to Skull for visual noise. The thing with me that I'm okay with is like do that for the first punch. Okay, he lands a clean hit on Kaido and it makes him bleed. You want to make it dramatic. Cool. The first time he ever uses advanced conquerors to stop an attack, you wanted to build up, make it dramatic. Cool. I do not need that for every follow-up fucking hit. Do it once and let the battle flow normally. No, they don't do that. Nigga averaging 4 flashbacks per fucking blow. Turn it the fuck off, man.
JGH is kind of spitting with the cubes in My Hero.
Cubes is I'm gonna say this right. Cubes is the Patrick Beverly of animation. It'd be running around doing nothing and tricking y'all.
I first noticed the cube thing in Naruto with the pain fight, where I felt like a lot of the rocks were always broken up into cube-like shapes, and I never really understood what the reasoning. I don't know, is that easier to animate? Because it's
It was a development in animation that some dude in Japan made up, and now it's just every MHA popularized it. It's all of it.
I believe it's just easier. It just makes things easier.
Okay, so there you go. Luffy needs his.
Sometimes it's cool, but then it's just like you see it so much, it's just kind of like, dang.
Gintama's episode padding is the most entertaining I've ever seen. Yeah, but they're like shameless. Yeah, they are shameless about it. Just feel like, isn't there one where they run out of budget? They're like, we have no more money to animate. Oh man, but I haven't really enjoyed most of that rooftop stuff. Once I think Luffy got hit with the Ragnarok, I guess. But the other stuff was like, for the most part, was pretty fine and serviceable. But again, they slow everything down too much for my liking too. Like Zoro just blocking Ocean sovereignty. I honestly want to say that was a 5-minute process.
For an event in the manga that lasted less than a minute.
First it
was like Big Mom's like, Kaido, yeah, we should combine our attack. Okay, Lin. The most dramatic, slow, I'm going to plant my foot in the ground and wind up and charge. Like, oh, that took so long. Like, I can't, man. I can't.
Not even including how long Zoro was standing there
and then
holding it.
Then everyone's reaction, then Luffy's it's like, if you don't, then we'll all lose here. Just shut up, man. Just fine.
Or a scene that took literally 2 seconds in the manga.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's kind of
I don't know,
wild.
man. I gotta do some soul searching, cause
I was I think I saw a bit of one of the episodes, and I swear Luffy and Kaido were flying while they fought,
Yeah,
and I'm just like, why
they
do
were.
animes do this? You guys can't fly. Like,
They're literally flying in base form,
oh, you're
fighting each
right.
other.
You're right. Yeah, they're flying a base form, and they were both covered by their like aura. I remember, like Dragon Ball Z shit. Yeah,
Bro,
I'm like, why do we do this in anime? Like, you guys can't fly.
it's cool or whatever. I guess. I don't know.
It's cool or whatever.
Like I definitely had that thought in my head when I was watching it. Like they can't do this, but I don't know. Maybe I guess should maybe this is what we missed off screen.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh
yeah,
yeah.
old Oda.
Hey, he's a mythical now, so yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
I get it would be funny if Big Mom is scary and the Straw Hats toss her out, but that is not the place. That's Zoro moment, not Big Mom's. I don't know.
What?
I'm just reading the comment, but.
Oh.
But I honestly have a very hard time with a lot of new shit. Even old shit that's just new shit, but it's new, but it's old. Like I don't like the way stuff is just made in general these days, which is why I stick to like my little indies, my little dingies, my donhuas, and small little niche, my little indie comics. Like I don't.
Now, you don't understand how this woman controls her anger infinitely more than a man who saw his mom get beat up in front of him as a child.
Oh, there's
Okay?
Okay. Actually, this is what I will say. To be fair, I think a lot of people misinterpreted that scene. That's not what they were saying. They definitely could have worded it and done it better, but I do think that scene is heavily misrepresented.
It's still Cap.
Well, I would argue. Well, look at this. Look at it this way, Miles. Do you think it was misinterpreted, or they didn't do they because of the way they presented it? This is the idea that most people got from the scene. I don't care. I want to be very, very clear. Fuck the MCU. I've been saying that shit since before it was kind of cool to say. I'm talking about before Endgame came out. I kept telling people there are tons of Marvel movies I don't like, and I don't like any X-Men movie. So I've been one of the people who have been always pretty honest about the MCU, not because now Disney woke, whatever the fuck. I don't care about all that. I don't like Hulk in any capacity. I don't like She-Hulk in any capacity. I don't like Red Hulk, Abomination. Think of any of them. I don't like them. These are not characters that interest me. So I'm not watching this for the reason that I don't fucking like these characters. I don't care about them. Now, like when this shit comes out, I just kind of look at the shit show just for fun, not because I'm actually invested. I'm watching Across the Spider-Verse and I'm back out of there. That's it. That being said, my understanding is the scene before that, she almost killed somebody. She was getting catcalled or something, or somebody was trying to hit on her like, hey, baby, let me talk to you. And she got mad, and a full-powered punch from Jennifer Walters is killing a regular man.
Yes,
so Bruce is like, I'm going to kidnap you and tease you, and then she's like, I'm in control all the time. So it was kind of like, that's worse if you're in control, because then you would just straight up murdered somebody. Like that was another perspective I was seeing from other people that wasn't the prevailing.
That's not the perspective I'm talking
about. Man bad. So I don't know. Just don't get out there.
I was just more so talking about in regards to people like that tried to saying she was using it as a means to like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Shit talk on Bruce.
Shit talk on Bruce. It was more of just a response of you don't know how to control anger, and she was more so just giving reasons as to why she thinks she can.
I wasn't. Now, it's just Cap that she controls her anger more than he does. It's just Cap.
Yeah. Like my understanding with
I don't know. I think Bruce's
wrong,
comment
Miles.
makes it
I
really
know there's
hard
some men just hating on it to hate on it. Don't get me wrong. That's not lost.
Yeah.
But most of the criticism that I was looking at, that I was taking seriously, were people who had literal in-universe, in-story canon, like they keep shitting on the legacy characters with the new like blah blah blah.
That's facts. Like, that's true.
Just said that he like. He had to like leave. He was afraid of hurting people. He didn't blah 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 this and that. He went through this and that and the other, and admitted that he lost a woman he loved.
Yes.
And then she's like, they can't call me. Like
Oh, don't get it twisted. I think the
the
way they handle Hulk is
optics.
horrible.
I think.
It's very piss poor.
Yeah.
Even if you look at something like source material, Jennifer Walters fucking doesn't have anger issues because her transformation for some reason doesn't involve rage.
Yeah.
It's just a thing that she always has.
Yeah.
Which is also why she's weaker than Bruce is.
Yeah.
But she's literally a Mary Sue while having less anger issues. Or allegedly less anger issues.
Yeah, again, I don't watch this because again,
I haven't even watched it, but I just from the trailers of them picking up. Because there's literally moments like, oh, I'm doing this very well.
I just want to be transparent that I'm watching this out of context. I did not watch the episode. I'm not going to. So
facts,
and
big facts.
That CGI is horrible. It's
awful.
I think it's very bad. And that's coming from somebody who usually doesn't really like notice. Not that I don't notice the CGI, but I'm pretty lenient. So
I'll say it already. It wasn't good in Endgame when they had Ruffalo and Hulk fused together the first time, and it's still not good.
That's another issue.
Yeah, the whole Professor Hulk is
supposed to be two people. They don't like the idea of them merging into one.
Facts.
So there's that too. I've seen that too. So. But again, the
Hulk
MCU
Hulk
to me is a
Professor Hulk,
bastardization of the
Bruce?
characters. These characters that I know, these are not the characters that I love from the comic books. These are a different representation of them. And one day I have to just be okay with that.
Did you like Logan?
No, not really. Well, here's the thing. Here's what I'll say. I think out of all is it Bryan Singer? Did he actually direct that? Actually, maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know if he directed.
I don't know.
But you know what I mean? Like the X-Men style movies. I think Logan
is the best one, probably.
First Class and Days of Future Past, they all get like a half mark from me.
Okay.
Like those are the three that I'll sit down and I'll watch with you, type of thing. I'm like, I'll figure it out. I have very specific reasons for not enjoying Logan the way other people did. Because Laura Kinney is probably my favorite Marvel character. Maybe
that's why I asked.
Maybe tied with Doom, and I'm not looking for that. I want Innocence Lost. That's what I want, or some version of that. Not whatever they did with Logan. It was cool seeing her knife up people, whatever. That was cool, but that's not what I was looking for with that character.
Yeah.
So if like they made a movie with her and stuff, would you try it out?
If they don't bullshit me, I mean, I honestly will just probably bite the bullet on that one. Because it's X-23 Laura Kinney. But as long as they don't do nonsense with the marketing. But I probably wouldn't see that unless someone forces it in my face because I don't pay attention to the marketing. I heard they put like Jennifer Walters on like Tinder or something like that. I'm not with the weird tactics that a lot of these companies use to like push their shit. Where it's like, this new hero's coming out. And if you're a man, you need to give it a fair chance or else you're like, relax, man. Jesus Christ. I can't just pick and choose what I want to see. Don't do that shit. You have to see this movie because it was made by black actors. Is it a good movie? Is it a good movie? Do you have faith in the writing, the direct? Like, I'm not interested in none of that. Is it a good fucking product? That's all I want you to market it as. A good movie. Don't try to tell me black lead, this and that. I don't care. Because that might turn me off. Or I'll watch it, but Straw Hat's going on. You're not getting my money. So I'll leave it at that. But yes, I'd want to see that because I really like Laura Kinney, but I don't think they do a good job with it.
Like I'd say for Logan, I'd say it's a good movie, but it's not like.
Does it feel like an X-Men movie that like
yeah.
you have Logan and thing in it, but that's probably that's probably how I see it.
Like it's the same way that you and I view Dark Knight. Good movie. Not Batman, not Joker, and this is not Wolverine. It's not X-23.
Got you. Okay. Wait, Glenn, who's your favorite Marvel? Hero, villain, whatever. Yeah, character.
Moon Knight.
Oh, I could see it. So I assume you didn't like the show?
I didn't even watch the show.
Okay.
I'm like that. I don't peep the MCU anymore.
Yeah, and if it's not moving me, I'm not gonna force myself because I'd rather just not know and be ignorant than watching it be sad.
Yeah, like we'll probably go over this again when we do the comic cast, but like even for the Moon Knight series, I've seen a couple comic book Moon Knight fan Twitter accounts just shitting all over that show because they're saying like it's not even as good as the current run that's happening, which by the way is very good, and you should peep that if you care. But like it's constant, like it is a growing perception that the MCU is not good for a lot of people.
Hold on. That's why She-Hulk didn't move me in that scene. She has a better grasp, and Bruce has a mess. So yes, she has a better grasp on that alone. But if that hurt the scene, she could break something, and that is good. But less, you said those are the ones that you liked. I don't. Where's the previous comment? Anyways, I don't. I like the X-Men movies, but I know they can be very campy. And the last, I know production not great. Apocalypse, but I like camp done well with
Apocalypse was horrible.
Captain Marvel is Glenn's favorite character. I know they can be silly, but I guess it's my trash. MCU doesn't try anymore. They don't have to. It kind of goes a thing where it's like,
We're just talking about.
yeah, like they have a monopoly on the industry. You know, a lot of people like it. They can kind of push certain things, like this character is of this group or community, and if you don't like it, then you're a bad person. Like they have all kind of shit that they do, and I'm just like, listen, I just choose not to play the game. I'm not turning on the console. I'm just turning to the left and doing something else. That's just me. And I'm gonna twist it. DC's not in that better boat with me either, but for completely different reasons. You keep
Let's not talk about DC.
First, you keep hiring maniacs. I don't know why. To keep hiring some fucking maniacs. I don't want that Flash movie. I don't want it. I'm be really honest with you. It's not that I don't want the Aquaman movie, but you need to just remove her. I don't care if you just. I literally, quite literally.
I don't need Mara in the
You
movie.
could just delete her and just put some random. I don't care who it is, and just say that's Mara. I'll take it.
I don't need Mara in the movie for real.
Yeah, but apparently someone told me that the movie's about fighting climate change, which is a new.
Oh my!
So I won't lie to you. My interest level dipped even lower as a result. So we'll see.
I mean, that's like
I don't care about this shit. I'll be very honest with you. This new green shit everyone's fighting for, it's not moving me. And I used to be a super environmentalist. I was the person who got my co-op to recycle and do compost. I'm gonna tell you guys exactly what my grandma told me. I'm gonna be dead. Good luck. I'm gonna extract all the resources I need, and I'm gonna rip in the dirt. Good luck. That's exactly
crazy.
how I feel. I am not
That's
compromising
crazy.
the lives of people today, right now, that are alive for something that I may not have to deal with in my lifetime. I'm not doing it. Oh,
That's crazy.
Miles took a 9-minute trip on a plane, and he could have just drove half an hour. Don't care.
That's wild. We don't care about the environment? That's wild.
we don't care. It's the doing the most part, which I actually agree with. Because Naya knows I be tweeting about this shit environmentally a lot. But I'm not gonna not drive a gasoline fueled car just because electric car is available.
That is really
more expensive.
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't be caring.
If I get an electric car,
yeah.
I'll never go back to gasoline ever again because I got the electric.
My
now.
point is, why should we suffer today, right now?
Because life is suffering.
I'm already suffering.
Yeah, look at all.
We're making it worse. I rather destroy the environment than pay more for gas. Is what I'm saying. Yes.
And I don't. Yeah, it's like
that is what I'm saying. I am not rich.
When I'm thinking about like this climate, if climate change isn't an Aquaman movie, I'll say it is an apt theme for Aquaman. But I know
not unrealistic. But I don't trust how they're going to present it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't trust that you're going to be like, this is a big. It's I'll think of like a big picture issue that is unnecessary, like the president of Brazil cutting a huge road through the Amazon just cause. It's like, come on, bro. Yep. Like if you if they tackle some like the gigantic Texas-sized garbage pile in the middle of the Pacific, okay, I can understand that. If you're bitching at somebody because they're like leaving their lights on too long, it's like, come on, man.
and you come from somebody who composts, recycles, doesn't litter, all kind of stuff like that. I mean, if I'm not using a light, I turn it off. Like I do my part. All I can do is like, is I don't remember what the word is. Is it a carbon emission footprint, whatever it's called? Yeah. I just try to keep mine literally as low as I can do. That's all, and that's all I'm going to keep doing. Do not ask me to like not have kids because kids ruin the environment. I'm not doing that for you guys. This is your fight and your cause. It's not mine. Leave me alone. If I'll do exactly what South Park did. We didn't listen. We didn't listen. If it happens in my lifetime at 50, we didn't listen. We should have listened. I can admit when I'm wrong. It's just that simple. Like, if I believed in a bad cause for 6 years, I'm not the person who feels ashamed. I need to double down because I wasted. No, I'll tell you, I was a fucking indoctrinated moron for those 6 years. I'm sorry and I was wrong. Here's why. Other people, they I don't know. They're not like that. They don't have that level of integrity. I don't know why, but maybe just the way I was raised, I guess. The problem now is that we're going to get fucked too if climate keeps getting fucked. I agree with the points, but first, the worst way to bring that across is moralizing that you should, but people can't do it, and I agree. We get even more effed. I don't listen. And I'll be honest. I don't be believing half the shit these people are saying or telling me or presenting me in the media or in these articles. I have never trusted the media. But if you think I trust them today, and that's actually a problem. That I don't believe anything that I read. I just read it, and like that one fucking meme Vince posted that one time, I'm just taking in double and triple and quadruple the misinformation. That's all I'm doing. As far as I'm concerned.
It's just like, all I ask is that you do what you can in your pay bracket. That's really it.
Yeah. I'm not yelling at Elon because he flew 9 minutes to whatever place. He's a businessman. His time is his money. I get it. He's a billionaire. I'm not fucking. What the hell do you think I know about his life?
Well, to be fair, I think most people are more so complaining about like some people that were using it for like lesser things.
No,
rather than more business-oriented things.
Rich people doing the rich people things. Ooh.
Yeah. Exactly.
Rich people telling you what to do, but not walking the walk themselves. Oh, shocker! Like, just what are we doing? Leave them alone. They're not. I don't know. But this is come with somebody who just never. I don't look up to celebrities. I don't care about them. I don't know half of them. Half the time, I call them a character from a movie. I used to call Johnny that Captain Jack Sparrow for years. I'm like, Captain Jack Sparrow, like Johnny Depp, like that guy. Like, y'all, the guy, he was a teen heartthrob, but was I alive in the 80s, nigga? No, I don't fucking know that. Think I watched that?
Are you sure?
I was alive in the 60s, and I took a break. I exited life for a bit, and I came back. But yeah, all you could honestly do is just do the absolute best you can in all aspects, and hold those people you hold to a high degree, high caliber around you to the same standard, and keep it pushing. Don't look at me to save the world, bro. I'm one person. I can't do that. I don't have the capability, the power, and wherewithal to do that. But I'll do what I can.
No, I think you can save the world.
You think he's gonna stop the ice caps from melting?
I think he can.
I don't want that responsibility.
Nai's gonna take his shirt off and then fist punch the planet.
I'm gonna punch the heating temperature back out of the ozone or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll re-add more ozone to the atmosphere.
There you go.
Y'all ain't know Naya could do that? I knew it. I believe.
I learned from Baam.
They call me believer.
Baam is my master.
Also,
that's why I can do anything.
I get pissed off at all these people that are doing shit that is not helping the problem and doing other nonsense. Like all these like think tanks in Texas that are trying to like resurrect mammoths and Tasmanian tigers. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Save the tigers that are alive right now.
No. What's a DNA splicer from Pokemon? The fossil shit. We bring it back. Aerodactyl, all those fucking mons, those fossil mons. We're bringing them back.
What the fuck, man?
I would care about what the government does for the environment more than the individuals. There's that too. I'm tired of people being held to a higher standards than like the politicians and people who are supposed to be like doing certain things. Why are you holding me, random content creator, to a higher degree? But I also get because a lot of them grandstand a lot. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I tell you guys every day I'm a bad person. So that way
you're not a bad person. Jesus.
I'm not a good person.
You're not nice, but you're not bad. There's a difference, okay? Now I'm playing. You're actually nice too. So like.
No, you just say you're not a good person. You're just not bad.
Nah, you're one of those people. You're like a shell, hard on the outside, soft on the inside.
Oh, fucking god!
Okay.
Ogres have layers, head ass over here.
Naya's like, I'm the meanest person in the world, but would save like a dying person.
I don't know.
I hope.
Maybe.
Why don't you marry him already, Miles?
Good one. Good one.
Not like that. To use the source, we're saving every tiger. The world needs more tigers.
Yeah, the ones that exist
shout out
right
to
now.
Besta, the liger.
Oh, fucking hell, man.
Besta, cambio forma. Other than companies, governments, we should enforce without loopholes on companies that are greatest harm. I don't even know what to do anymore. I just kind of, I just hope that logic, rationality, and wins in the end at some point. That's all I can ask for. I keep learning about crazy laws that were passed in certain provinces without. I didn't know this. Like, I hope I didn't know this, so I don't know what to do sometimes. But do your best and try to be as non-violent as you can be. I'm actually not a fan of violence unless you have no other choice. But sometimes you gotta punch a nigga. I feel it. And the wolves in danger.
Yeah.
Are they? Jeez, what isn't in
What about
danger?
what about the alpha wolves? I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Wolves aren't as bad as they used to be, but they're still pretty bad. It's like bison.
What's happening though? Like, is it because we're like killing them, poaching them? Is it because we're fucking up the environment that they can't survive there anymore, or something? Like, is that, or is it, or like a combination of everything, depending on what
habitat reduction and killing them for like farmers and shit reduces population. Reduced population then results in more inbreeding because there's not as much like walk transferring to other like packs, for instance, how they have to get around and go through their massive fucking territories and shit. And then inbreeding results in lower numbers because there are birth defects, and then those ones die. And then it's like a vicious cycle after that. That's usually how it goes for most animal populations. And depending on if there's some weird medicinal value or symbolic value in different culture, poaching can be a thing too. For a lot like elephants and rhinos, getting them out of here because people think falsely that their horns and tusks have medicinal value.
Why? Who told them that?
Ancient Chinese and Indian men and African men.
All right.
Like when you're cutting off a rhino horn, you're just getting basically human hair in a big shape because it's made out of hair, or keratin rather.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, fingernails. Yeah.
So
it's not like a deer. It's not like a deer horn.
You think
where they're like actual bone.
What you're saying is human beings have the ability to turn their hairs into horns. We just haven't tapped into it. All right, interesting.
I mean, you might be spitting.
It's a little bit more, I think it's more like fingernail than hair.
Oh, okay.
Like that example of like in the 1800s, we nearly hunted American bison to near extinction. When it was just fuckers running around all over the West, getting those dudes out of here. Mm-hmm. And it was really only until national parks became a thing that they started bouncing back. You just gotta give animals enough space, and then they'll be fine. Actually, I watched this series called Our Planet on Netflix, and they showed that in the area of Ukraine where Chernobyl blew up, it used to be completely industrialized. And the time since human beings have left there, whole forests have grown in the city, and animal populations have literally just been walking back there in like 10 years. Like actual like functioning ecosystems with like predators and smaller creatures and all this other kind of shit. Yeah. Well, if you give nature time and space, it'll do it.
It heals.
That's really all it is.
It said the horns are made of ivory.
Those are for like deer and elephant tusks.
Elephant tusk, yeah.
Rhinoceros horn is keratin.
Yeah, that's different.
It said save the bees.
That is true.
Yeah, that is true.
Certain bees are important.
No one gave me a birthday card.
Birthday card.
Oh, I don't check my phone like that.
I didn't want to knock on your door. Oh, you're funny, mommy.
I don't want to be on camera. I'm just saying, I don't want to be on camera. I am on stream. Proud of you, kid. You know that, right?
Yeah, thanks, brother.
All right.
Keep streaming. I'm proud of you too. I love you.
All right, get out. Everyone, get out! Get out of my room! Get out of my room!
You guys hear that? What's the first thing Nani says? I'm proud of you. That sound like a mean person? Come on, y'all.
Leave me alone.
You just be acting cute for no reason, man. That's crazy.
Look at this guy acting like these Tower of God fans lying to themselves.
He'd just be lying about his emotions in broad daylight.
Hate to see it.
I don't have emotions. My teacher says planet gonna be here. We not. I
It's
told you,
true.
I'm leaving. I'm going back to Krypton. I'm rebuilding Krypton. New Kandor.
Now I'm remembering when that NASA put out that info that the sun was like, what was it? It had like sped up its rotation. No, the Earth had sped up its rotation, and the sun was doing some other shit like expanding. The other day, and everybody was like, "What the fuck? Doomsday's coming."
I don't know why. Were you guys like this when you heard like the news, like, oh, the sun's like the Earth's gonna die from like the sun in like billions of years when like you were like taking like elementary school science? You're like, dang, that should sound kind of close.
Yeah, millions of years seems pretty close.
You're like, oh, dang, that's kind of crazy. But it's like, bro, like,
You ain't gonna be around.
exactly. Human species isn't gonna be around.
No, man. We'll be on Mars and shit. Definitely.
We're gonna be fighting the legions of chaos.
Oh, fuck's sake.
I had a really funny. I had like one of those really weird conversations where like I don't know what to do with it because they were talking about like what's the most unbelievable thing that you absolutely can't prove with any real like anything, but you believe in it, like ghosts, aliens, that sometimes that you can astral project or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like it was very, very much a high guy conversation too. But actually, before I answer, do you guys have one of those things? I don't know if you're one of those people who just like I'm just grounded in reality. I don't believe in weird shit.
I guess aliens, but I feel like I don't know,
think,
but I feel like that's a normal thing. Like
I don't even think I don't even think believing that aliens exist or could exist is unbelievable at this point. Like the fucking universe is huge.
I got one. I think dragons used to exist.
Oh my fucking
I'm
god!
joking. I'm trolling. I'm
very upset for about 3 seconds.
Nah, no, I don't think there is. I think I'm relatively. I guess maybe. I don't know. Maybe there's like some weird like creature. But I feel like that's just normal. But then again, I don't know. Like sea life creatures, I don't know that like we can't see. But then again, like life can't really exist down there anyway.
Godzilla's waiting to get nuked and woke up, man. You just wait.
It's like, yeah, I guess, yeah. Do you guys like? Do you think there could be some weird creature that somehow adapted to no darkness, super dense?
I mean, it's already been proven that there are. They're just all usually pretty small so far that we've seen.
Yeah, or like weird, like flat, like not 2D, but like super flat, so like the pressure doesn't like crush their bodies and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm like, do you think like, yeah? What if there's like a Leviathan down there?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if there's like I don't know if Nessie, the Loch Ness monster, is down there or something like that. But I think there's a plethora of undiscovered species down there. So
yeah, sure,
like
I agree with that.
And I don't remember the percentage. How much of the ocean did we actually explore? Something like a very.
It's going up every year. It's still it's still the case where we know more about space than our entirety of our ocean.
What does that mean? Though? When they say what do we know about space? What exactly are we entailing in that description?
More tangible data that we can prove about things that exist in space than we can about our own oceans.
Like as in like using like the composition of like certain elements and stuff to like assume like how like environments operate and things like that. Okay.
That we've gathered from like telescopes and satellites and shit, like all that.
Vince, are you there?
He's muted.
Oh, okay.
I am here.
Did you hear the question I asked?
No. What did you say?
I was saying I was having a kind of a conversation. Like I don't know. I usually just listen when people are talking about things like ghosts and supernatural stuff like this because I don't know, or like get super religious. Cause I just kind of like I'll just listen because I don't know what to do. But it's kind of like the most ridiculous thing you believe in, but you can't prove it. So like maybe you believe in aliens, or one time or in the concept of astral projection, or like fucking inner energy, and you can like shoot a key blast if you could focus it enough.
Hey yo,
anything like that?
Huh?
Because we honestly spoke about this for like 3 hours. I'm not gonna lie, we was zooted. What we spoke about.
I guess a lot of things is I honestly believe a lot of things are possible, and I honestly just don't want to find out. Like, if you ask me, do I think demons and ghosts and all that are real? Yeah, I do. But at the same time, am I like walking every day paranoid and afraid of it? No. But also, do I want to find out how much to an extent they're real? No, I don't want to find that out either. So I guess I just don't like, I guess I believe in the supernatural to an extent. I just don't know. I just don't necessarily believe it's just like how they're portrayed as far as like, how movies and shit do. Like even with religious situations, I talk about how I think about certain things just differently because I just like I don't see as those things necessarily being as involved as people like to make it seem. I think they exist, they're just not as involved. So
Mine is
I'm trying to
actually
think the wild thing. I
mine.
think
When we're speaking about it, there's two things that I could say that like I cannot prove this in any conceivable fashion, but I believe in the multiverse. I think it's real. The many world interpretation
Interesting.
theories. I
Okay.
don't. I do think that there's a facet or aspect of the multiverse that's real, and I do think we have these weird moments. I don't know if it's the frequency or whatever where they like overlap. And I almost think a lot of the times I experience something that they did in theirs,
Like deja vu.
kind of like deja vu.
Okay, if we're talking
And then
about
and
that,
sometimes something happens, and I'm like, I'm positive I have already experienced this somewhere.
okay.
This day, this moment, this conversation has already happened. And for me, sometimes I really think it's some Byakuran like it's like funny Valentine shit. I really do.
I will say
This is
I
like
oh
don't know if
saying
nah,
I would
look
ever
in the
say it's
force when you get a
multiverse.
chance. Sorry
I was
for
gonna
cutting
say
you
I
off.
don't know if I would say it's multiverse now, but I do like personally have like I forget how they say how deja vu like how it works in the brain for why you feel that feeling. I forget what it is.
a lot of people think it has to do
Oh,
with that. Like
I a
a lot of
hundred
people think
percent
it has
I
to
believe in
have
that. You know what?
I
That's
have
that's something I
deja
hundred
vu.
percent believe in.
I have deja vu a lot though. Like
a lot of people
weirdly too
think it
many
has to do
times.
with like reincarnation and past
I don't
lives.
think it's. I personally don't think it's that, but I do experience deja vu a shit ton. I
I
don't know why.
yeah.
I imagine having conversations that we haven't even had yet, and I'd be
And
like,
I
I've
swear we
had this
go through it. And I'm
conversation
like,
with
I've
you
had this.
before.
Yes, yes.
My
Sometimes I
thing
feel
is
like
like
it's
I'll have deja vu when I feel like that I just did something that I did like a year ago. Like in
it'll
the
be
exact
conversations or things like combinations of people. Like
yeah.
I'm swear like I've been did this thing with like 2, 3 people. Sometimes I
With
feel
the
like it's because like I
exact
have like
same.
yeah. I feel like sometimes you like we have like a weirdly like too normal dream, and then it kind of happens. I feel like sometimes it's like is my memory overlaying with like a dream I had, but it's just weird. I don't know.
Have you ever imagined your own death in situations that actually happened in real life, but except it wasn't like your actual death, but for some
No.
reason,
Wait, what do you mean
I,
by that? You gotta
I
be a
have
little bit more specific.
I don't
I don't
know
want you.
I don't know how to describe it, but I sometimes I imagine situations for some reason that always seem to lead to like my death, but maybe like my death is just waking up from the dream.
Like in a
But
dream
then
or
there's like I'll imagine I have a dream or something of a situation that will happen, but the dream will always end with my death. But the situation happened in real life, and obviously I'm still here, so obviously I'm not dying.
that's
But
interesting.
No,
yeah, for
I've
some
never
reason
had
I have dreams of events that already happened.
never had that
Kind
before.
of. I've kind of a little bit. Wait, have any of y'all lucid dreamed before?
I'm
That's
not
Probably,
entirely
but I
sorry.
ignore it.
That's
So
I never remember the term perfectly. That's when you have control of yourself.
Yes.
The moment something supernatural happens in my dream, I'm aware if it's a dream. I have to have a very normal dream for me not to have. But the difference is I can control me. I can't control the environment
So
around me. But I can
okay.
like fly. But I can't
So
like
Naya,
turn the
Yeah,
ground into a frog.
Naya,
I can't do that.
Naya.
I've had that before where I'm like in control and like for a couple seconds and then it will spiral out
Okay.
of control into something completely different
S-
multiple
s-
times over in a
So
dream
the
that I
way so the way I would say there's 3 levels to it, right? Level 1 is like when you know you're in a dream, but you can't control. You're not controlling yourself or anything around you, but like you're kind of like like when you're like this shit's not real, but like you're still not in control. 2 would be what you said, where you can control yourself but not what's around you, and then 3 would be controlling yourself and what's around you. I've had the one where I can control the environment itself and myself once in my entire life, while I've had like the second stage like 2 or 3 times in my life. And I have had like the one where, like I'm aware it's a dream, but I can't do shit. Still, it's like quite a few times.
Okay. That's, but my sorry, my multiverse. I was just showing the card. My multiverse thing goes to a second level, to a second degree though. And
Okay.
I don't know if this is just actually some part of my body or intuition, haven't thought about something very, very, very deeply, and I just know what to do. But there's some times where I'm faced with decisions, and I know exactly what not to do, because like I have this feeling that I've already experienced the other versions of myself. If there are six things, you chose this, it fucked you chose that, it fucked you. I may not know the right thing, but I know it's not 3, 5, and 4. It could be one and the other number I didn't say, but I don't know. It's weird, but sometimes I really think I'm overlapping with another version of myself.
This goes also into
That's
like
the only like really weird thing like that I could really think of to that degree.
this also goes into the thinking of like, does a soul exist? Type beat, like that kind of shit. Where you think about, is there like a transference of a personality to another body, all that other kind of stuff. That's like
Mhm.
Hinduistic slash Chinese level shit. I don't know, man.
Fuck.
My bad. I'm back.
No.
Dreams are just weird. I think I could change things I dream, but it's probably just training awareness in dreams. Honestly, say a majority of the time I'm having a dream, I'm aware that I'm in a dream. I've never had a dream where I'm in control of everything around me. I think I could. Deja vu is real. People say deja vu is caused from you seeing your life as an infant. It doesn't make sense, but with how many times I get deja vu, sometimes I think it's possible. Yeah,
I've
deja vu
never
I
had
think
a
is probably
dream.
real.
It's a weird concept. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Like
KGH said he's never had a dream.
like sometimes I'm having a dream and like me and Vince are talking and me and Vince are talking and Vince is like, all right, I'm gonna head out, and he was like fly away. I'm like, oh, I'm dreaming.
No, all my every time I feel like
take
I
to the
lose,
sky. I'm like, oh.
every time I lose control of my dreams, I like. Well, I don't. That's the wrong term. Every time I feel like my dream going weird, I just take control of it and make something crazy happen. Like if I having a nightmare, and the moment I realize I have a nightmare, I'm like, oh, this is my dream. Then I'll make like Captain Falcon appear or something, some bullshit like that. Cause this is my dream. You can't do this.
There's like I know there's a thing where you have to you have to be like lucid dreaming or whatever. You have to be aware, but you can't be too aware, or you'll wake yourself up. But the issue is if you do that, you'll just instantly go straight into sleep paralysis, which is terrifying. Uh, but wait, when you guys dream, do you dream in first person or third person?
Always first.
Third.
Always first.
I'd argue. I'd argue it depends. I think
I think
Yeah,
I've done both. I'm pretty sure. But I think
I
more often
definitely
than
got
not,
it.
it's from a third person. It's weirdly a third person view.
I'll have first person majority, and then I'll have like a moment in the dream where it'll shift to third and then back to first. Like I'm in a goddamn movie.
Maybe that's
Glenn will just be chilling in first person. He says, "Hold on, let me get a bird's eye view." All right, we got it.
he pressed R. He clicked the right stick and he zoom in, click
Facts.
out.
I changed my GTA camera view while I'm in my game dream.
Well, yeah, I just wondering because I really do think though, like I tend to go with the concept of the many world interpretation theory and what that entails instead of like actual comic book multiverse. But I do believe in it in some aspect, and I have no proof. No facts, no fact, just vibes.
All fiction.
But yeah, cause my friend was saying some shit about time not being linear or like a river. It's just this weird shape of shit, and time is
Oh,
always phasing
in the
in and
hell.
out of other stuff, and sometimes in places that are like largely unchanged for a long period of time, for like 100 to maybe 200 years. And if somebody's in there, they could briefly come in contact with somebody who's been there 200 years ago, and you interpret it as a ghost, but really someone from like the 1800s just looked at you in like 2022. I don't know, some shit. He was going in. He was going crazy. He did the most talking.
There's a confluence of energy in certain places in the world, man.
Yeah.
These are magical ley lines founded down by our ancestors in 2000 AD or BC.
Y'all be playing video games in your brain? In my
What do you mean
brain?
by? What does that mean?
I don't be playing video games. I be spectating I be watching a let's play in my brain.
No, the only crazy
Oh,
thing
I
I do
see.
something like
I
that.
image train combos.
I'll have the soundtrack to my life playing in my head whenever I do something.
The fuck does that mean? You have your own soundtrack? You have your own theme?
Yeah, like if I'm walking outside and I feel like the people's champ, I have a song playing in my head.
Yo,
But it'll feel like it
mine,
actually be
mine
playing.
is mine is Joy Badass because of EWF. Sometimes I walk in and I just came back for the win.
Yeah, you be feeling it. Or yeah, I just have like it almost feels like a movie reel playing in my head. Or just like if I'm angry or something, I'll have the whole discussion play out in my head. But then I won't do it because I'm just like, okay, because if I do this, it's gonna react like this, and then this is gonna happen. But like I can like actually see it play out. Like I have an
There's
actual visual of what that looks like. I can't
I
really
used to do
describe it,
this
but I
thing
know.
too. Like if I'm listening to someone speak on a video, I'll pause and reply and go back to what I'm doing. I don't know why I do that. I just like I actually noticed this last year. Like someone would sit there and say something like, "Oh, I don't know, LeBron James, this and that, blah blah blah," and I'd pause and go, "That's actually false because this and that and the third yada yada." Then I'll just then
Probably used to your YouTube. Probably used to your YouTube habits coming out.
I'd hit space and go back to editing. I don't know why I'm not talking to anybody. There's no. I'm saying this shit out loud, like I'm on the panel, the table. I'm not there, bro. I'm not there. I'm in my fucking room. There's something wrong with me. They said it's because I'm a streamer now. Whenever I'm watching a stream now, I have a spot as I'm direct speaking to them. It's so weird. Yo, I swear. Kim, you come on. I swear. I don't know. I do it. And it doesn't have to be sports. It could just be like one of those like it could be like a fresh and fit, the roommates, Destiny stream, whatever. And I'm telling him why I disagree, and he can't hear me. I don't know why I'm doing this.
That's raw.
I don't know.
My dreams are always just weird as fuck. I just be doing the weirdest shit. And it's always like I have 5 dreams in one night. So it's like always like I'll be doing one thing and then like it'll just be a complete scene shift. And I'm like, wait, how did I get here? Every time.
I hate my rated R dreams, X dreams, because that should be feeling real. Be waking up mad. Don't do that. You guys do that too? Okay, I thought it was a me thing. Okay, I guess I'm not as weird as I thought because I don't know why I do. I promise.
What you talking about? What you talking about?
Me?
No, I'm trolling.
Use your imagination.
Like,
No, it's bad because I still get nocturnal emissions. That's why I hate it. And I wake up, I'm like, oh brother, I gotta do the sheets. I gotta wash.
Yo.
This shit's annoying as fuck. I heard about dreams so much, but I still don't fully get it. I actually know some people that believe they don't really dream. They're like,
I think you do. You just don't remember. I think you have to. Like
That happens all the time. You can have a dream, and in the moment you're present, and then you'll wake up and you don't even remember what the fuck just happened.
Yeah, I don't know if it's possible to not have dreams. I mean, it might be. Who knows with the brain? But like, I feel like it like everybody does.
Is there
I don't
a
know.
machine or a technology that can monitor and know if someone is dreaming?
I don't know if you would know it's dreaming, but they would know it's in. They would know they're in REM sleep, which is where the dreams would have to be happening. You would have to test the rays in that. I can't remember which rays they are. I think it's gamma or beta. I can't remember, but something like that.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know if it absolutely. I don't know if it actually changes from REM to when you're dreaming in REM, but something like that. Yeah.
Have you guys ever experienced sleep paralysis before? Do you guys know what that?
Yes.
Yes. Explain that to me like proper details, so I know. I've heard it before, and I could gather what it means based off the 2 words, but just explain it.
So sleep paralysis is like I think it happens when you're in stage 4 of sleep, which is like right before REM. But it's kind of like when you wake up, your body, your mind, your brain wakes up, but your body processes being in a resting state. So you're up, but you can't move your body. right? So imagine like being physically paralyzed. Like you can't move, but like you can kind of like look around. Sometimes your eyes may be open, sometimes may be closed. When I see it, I don't know why this is, but this like seems to exist for most people. I don't know if it's because your eyes are not processing, but pretending to process like a certain thing. But this is why people call it like your sleep demon or whatever, your sleep paralysis demon. You see like often shapes when you're paralyzed of like some shadowy figure or whatever that's like watching or coming close to you. And it's a terrifying feeling because you want to escape, but you can't move and you're seeing something come towards you. So I've had a thing of like, I don't know what this was, but it was like two like kind of demon looking things were walking towards me. In one, they were both like black shadowy figures. The only difference was one kind of looked like they had like a blue face or something. And I'm trying to move and I physically can't move in my bed. And then they kind of disappear. And it's like a weird thing where they both popped up in my peripheral, but it was like in a weird thing of like they're kind of in front of me, but to the side of me, but I get their full images and they're right in front of my face, and I'm just freaking the fuck out, and I can't move.
Yeah, that's never happened to me.
And then yeah, it's stuff like that. It's extremely terrifying.
The thing I've had is that phantom feeling of falling off your bed when you're actually just perfectly in the center of it.
That's happened to me. I'm like,
Well, it feels like you're about to flip over the side of your mattress and fall on the ground, but you're actually just dead ass in the center. You're just and you're not even turning.
Yeah,
you're just you could be flat.
Yeah.
And that whenever that happens, you immediately just wake up like, what the fuck? Every time.
How do you guys position yourself when you sleep?
I toss and turn, man. I don't even know how it is when I fall asleep.
Yeah, I'm well, you know what?
Yeah,
Much worse
I'll be doing
when I
the
was younger.
spinneroonie.
Yeah, I'll be doing everything.
I'll be doing the spinneroonie.
I tend to start on my back or my side.
Yeah, I can't sleep on my back. I have to sleep on my sides.
When you're on
I
your
can't sleep.
back, you're more likely to get sleep paralysis. Just as a heads up.
I'd actually argue that when I feel like I'm falling, usually I'm on my back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I agree.
Not on my side, on my front. The front.
I forget what it is.
I lay on my stomach.
Yes. I think if you're on your stomach, you're more likely to have like some sex dream. Back is you're more likely to have sleep paralysis. Side, I think, is just like the in between. I think you're more normal,
More
but
likely
it's
to
not.
have
It's
a
not
sex
good for
dream
you.
on my stomach.
Yes.
That's funny as shit.
No,
That's
it's, well, I'll say this. I'll try to keep it as PG as possible. I've probably had the most nocturnal emissions face down because you probably hump in your sleep. That's what they say to some degree.
And that's like that.
Yeah, I don't.
But
No, I was gonna say I don't want.
I've had plenty just sleeping on my side or upwards. So
did y'all ever see that video on Twitter of that one dude? He was like having that, and it was like he was imagining himself getting fucked. He was
What the hell?
he was just doing the most on his mattress.
No, I did not see that.
It was wild.
I did not see that.
He was literally like tooting it up while asleep. It was fucking insane.
People sleep on their backs, or I say to me, I sleep on my side. I feel like the side. I don't know for sure. I know I do everything. Like I could start on my back, go on my front, and end on my side. You know, I could go from the left side to the right side. It just depends, I guess.
I usually do side or back.
Apparently, I'm like a fucking clock. I spin around the corner of the people I've dated. I'm sure you still remember it's a byproduct of the unconscious.
I think you just throw away.
Hey, yo, we sleep your face down today then? Hey, yo. It's always super tall, slender figures. I never had sleep paralysis. That sounds scary. It always sounds scary when people say they had it. So I know I didn't. Now that you guys explained it, I've never.
Thank you. Okay, so Ace actually, he actually saw a thing too.
No, Bao is literally saying Slender Man. Comes to when he says sleep paralysis.
Bro, I'm telling you, like it's one of those things. Like even if you know you're having sleep paralysis, like you can't, like even if you can register like what's happening, you can't help but not freak out because there's not like, it's like one of those things of like, once you're in a situation where you can't move your body, you never realize how terrifying it actually is.
You didn't astral project.
Whatever. Like, nah,
Yeah.
it's
It sounds scary. I really believe you. I don't want to experience that.
terrifying as fuck.
That doesn't sound good at all. It's terrifying, bro. The part of not being able to move is that kills me. As my kid, my uncle told me a story of a ghost haunting him in the middle of the night, and when I heard of sleep paralysis,
That's
I was like, "That's
terrifying.
exactly what it sounded like." I know, yeah, I know a lot of people who think they've seen I know somebody I know somebody who thinks they lived with a ghost for like the first 12 years of their life in the house that they were in. So, like, it's not even just them. Like it could just be a ruse, but by the entire family, it's something they do. But they're like, no, like the ghost is kind though. It doesn't fuck with us. We just live.
I've had friends. I've friends who I've known people in the same thing. So that's why when I hear something like that, I'm like, I just rather not find out personally. That's just how I deal with things like
That's
this.
exactly how I am.
Every time I hear about people living with ghosts, I think about those really shitty B movies where it's just a bitch getting fucked by a ghost in the movie.
Okay,
Shout out Lucy Liu.
You'll just literally see like the sheets move down, and then it's a sex scene where it's just the woman and nothing else, but she's just getting clapped. And they're always extremely low budget, awful movies.
I feel like Kaylee Kuko said she was in one of those. I don't know if that's true
I would not be surprised.
But yeah, what was the other thing? I honestly think the one that's the least crazy to me is the aliens. Like, I just don't believe we're the only sentient life that exists in the entire fucking universe.
Do you okay?
I just don't.
Question for all you guys then. Like, so do you think aliens, if we have aliens, they're as smart, smarter?
I'm gonna say that I don't think if there is other species out there at this moment in time, I don't think any of them are spacefaring. That's what I think.
Yeah, like they don't. None of them have the faster than light hyperspace.
Yeah, and if they are spacefaring, I don't think they're fucking FTL in any way.
Mm-hmm. Because I think I can't remember. It's that one like famous YouTube channel where they do the cartoons, but they do like the scientific things. Do you know what I'm talking about? Glam. It's the name. It's like K. It's like
guy
Kuro.
with the really long hair.
No. I don't know if we have an image. It's like a group of people, but it's like Kurojigis or something.
I don't know.
They do like all these like kind of thought experiments, but it's like, oh, what if the sun had the I forget what it's called when you have like the plates running around the Dyson sphere, or is overpopulation real? And they do everything like animated though, like, while they explain it. I forget. It's like I think it's like a long German name, but like I think they did something to like they had one video on like alien intelligence and like what it could be if like they did exist was really interesting. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things like I feel like if there was a super species, then I feel like we would we just fuck up everybody or something or whatever.
I don't even know about that. There'd just be interaction with other like species, but they wouldn't like be trying to hide it either. In my mind,
Unless they don't think we classify as intelligence, so they don't fuck with us.
Man, fuck all that. If you can speak, read, and write, that should be intelligence.
No,
shouldn't have
to? Do you think so?
They're like you guys are shooting. You're shooting projectile metal out of your. You guys don't got like laser. Trash.
I don't want to be like,
they
oh,
you joined the Galactic Federation.
Yeah, like
y'all can't.
You guys cannot join.
Yeah, y'all can't fucking telepathically and empathically communicate with each other. Fuck out of here. Like,
y'all ain't got superpowers.
Facts. Like, come on, bro.
I mean, I believe it. I'm not trying to beat them until we're ready, because if an alien species comes down, we're gone.
The Tyranids come.
We're gone. We're gone. There's nothing we can do.
The Zerg pull up. Just eat us. Shout out StarCraft.
Yeah, Banana has a name. That's the name. He put the name in the chat. That's the name of the other thing. Yeah.
Cthulhu.
The astral old gods exist.
Well, no, I just thought that was it was a funny conversation. 'Cause I usually never have those conversations. When people are having them, I just sit silently. Like, I don't know what.
Now get out, man.
I don't know what the fuck anyone's talking about. So
it depends on. I mean, I don't think most aliens we would see if we did would be humanoid. So I think that's another thing to consider.
Wow,
I fucking
hate you.
He's gonna be messing with the slug chick.
It's just gonna be a ball of gabagoo.
Chief 3000. That is probably one of the only possibilities of it just unilaterally ending.
Yeah, because we will all unite against them.
Yeah, because then it will become real racism, where it's a literal
It'll be
other
another
race.
Yeah, like we will actually all become unified in our racism against one invader. So that's my answer. But I don't. I do think if there's a race that is able to come to our planet and find us, they're probably stronger than us. I don't know if they're gonna bring a full armada and force. I don't know, but yeah, like we need to be the one pulling up on their planet. Like, where the fuck is your leader, bitch?
We need Kal-El to pull through. We need him. That's what we.
That's why I say if there's spacefaring, I don't honestly see any species existing that's spacefaring right now. Unless you're like so fucking far away, it would take you millions of years, even with FTL, to get anywhere.
Because I wonder if I wonder if there's any species out there that really has a lifespan that is like incredibly ridiculously long that could handle a travel like that without their. But I don't know. I really don't.
Or they do the
based on biology,
put
population
themselves-
is probably, if your lifespan's that long, your population is probably low too. That's the other
yeah.
thing.
Or they
Comparatively.
or they have some like type of stasis that they can put themselves on. But then again, that would be the thing. If they're super far away from their own planet, then that like maybe they don't have a huge like fleet. Yeah, who knows?
Yo, Bow. If we had first contact the way it happened in Man of Steel, it's over. Yeah. That man Zod was tripping.
He did not land peacefully, try to find Kal-El by blending in.
He just
said, "There's an
turned
alien
on
amongst
every
you. They look
electronic.
like me. I will fuck you guys up if you don't give him to me. And even when I have him, you're still getting terraformed. Goodbye."
He literally every electronic translated into your language perfectly while looking like a demon on the screen. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah. Transport made me scared of space travel for a while. You think there's like metallic and liquid metal like creatures out there too? Like, that's scary thought.
Probably.
Like flesh-like. They're like,
Dog. I will say, if Cybertronians exist, it is doubly over. No fucking way.
I'm getting packed up by a race that look like water jelly. That's crazy. I'm losing to Flubber.
Facts.
Flubber beating my ass because I can't hit him, Logia.
Hydro Man just pulling up.
Fighting a real life Logia is fucking crazy.
And we're just finna see Starscream
conventionally can do it One Piece because I'm using bombs, guns, and weaponry and just reforming. I'm like, I don't know what to do, bro.
Just like creature talking about get your hockey up. What is hockey?
He's like, you're not a hockey user. I'm like, what? I'm Canadian. I play hockey. And then that'll be the punchline. That'll be the delay.
Oda was right all along.
That'll be the joke that I make.
He said, "Finna see Starscream in the atmosphere, and it's over."
Oh, would handle it if Zod pulls up. Don't worry about it. What you about to do, man? How you want to save us? What you about to do? I mean, Transformers, the anime with the humanoid cockroaches. Oh, Terraform Mars. Terraform Mars. I'm sorry.
Those things? Oh no.
Oh. I don't like bugs in general, so.
He wants Zoids to exist.
Imagine there's like spider humanoid creatures. Naya's gone.
Oh, just don't look for me. Don't try to. I accept I just want out. Just let me die in peace. Okay. I keep telling them, like, what if there's 8-legged freaks really that big? I'm like, don't look for me. Don't try to save me. I can't be saved. Just move on without me and let me die. I'm not fighting. I'm just closing my eyes. I'm putting it to my temple, and I'm self-deleting. I don't want to see it. I don't want to be here. I'm out. No, sirree, Bob.
I don't know if you heard me now, but look at the fourth one.
Oh, shit, you didn't say that. My fault.
I couldn't remember if I told you or not.
No, you did, but I just, my memory.
Okay.
Absolutely.
My memory.
Starscream chilling in the atmosphere is still taking me out. If there's any Decepticon I wouldn't want to see, it's him or Shockwave. I really don't want to see.
Wait, which one's Shockwave?
The one with one eye who's only about logic, and he's a scientist.
Oh, okay.
You do not fuck with that motherfucker.
Shockwave, that's in it.
Nah, you've been to Jamaica. I heard them roaches big as fuck.
Okay.
No, not me. I don't think I did that. Listen, bro. If I ever learn how to edit like that, I'm not gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop doing everything. I'm gonna just do that 24 hours a day. I'm gonna just be like, pay me. I'll do whatever. Just pay me. These niggas not me though.
Someone said my Patreon is better than Netflix. That's funny. Hey, go to the Patreon, man.
Yeah, that's a channel trailer. Hopefully we get more of those longer ones.
But yeah, I've been there.
Every time
But I was in the
I
resort. I saw a lot of dogs. Really, what I saw. Like I saw this. That place had the scariest looking dogs I ever seen.
every time I see that on screen with Hay, I'm just like, bro, get me fucking season 3 already, man.
I need that.
I want to see this kid in school with his sensei dad vibing at home. Need it.
All right. Any final words for the people?
Nope.
No, we went from talk about Tower God to
better stuff.
Hey man, have you ever experienced sleep paralysis?
Literally,
What a
anything
journey.
is better than that. I just had to, you know.
What a journey.
Death before?
All right, I'll be safe tomorrow. I think I want to talk about Abyss 13. Probably what I'll stream. And maybe I'll just game for a bit after that if it's not too long. Wednesday, Vince is still ready for Wednesday. We'll still be doing the reread, reclimb. If you're available.
Yep.
Okay.
I probably will be, but
I'll say maybe Thursday, Glam, we can do. I think that day I might want to do both the things we went to be in the same sitting. Cause Friday I'm doing the Reborn run back because Simi wanted to speak about some of the topics he wasn't there for, and actually Brago wanted to join, so it'll be me, Brago, Simi, Pat,
okay,
or whatever, and Miles, and you guys will come too. So Brago will be there on Friday.
It's a minute.
I have smoked with Brago for whenever I do an Zach Bell stream.
It's been a minute since I've talked to Brago. I haven't talked to Brago since Dallas. I gotta see how he's doing. But yeah, Thursday for me is Tuesdays and Thursday for me are a no-go at this point because I am at college all day. Tuesday.
Oh, you can't even do D&D no more? Because T
No,
had to leave on the. Oh, okay.
It's just at night. That's the thing. Like it's my entire day is just gone on Tuesdays. If there's any days other than that, I can make time.
Goodbye, chat. Bye. Sorry.